What?
You got you got it in the background. That's crazy. You did that quick as hell. I said a pussology, and you put it on the thing.
Yes. Give me
That's
a week
perfect.
and I have it in Webster's.
Right. Long as I get my royalties.
Listen. You know, unfortunately, the children of today, they don't read dictionaries except mine.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying? I hit mine with the do 5 definitions a day.
Oh.
Why do I have to do this? Because y'all too used to saying the issue out loud and something technology-wise picking it up. You need to know how to look for your answer.
Right. Certainly.
Mm-mm-mm.
You got it in with the 5 miles?
I did not do 5. I did 3.49, and I will finish in the morning before I clock in.
Oh.
Okay.
Y'all need runs, man. Y'all need half runs. I be hearing like every woman I talk to about a run. They have a goal, and it'll just be like, I did half of it.
No, I usually do hit my goal, especially if I run on my lunch. But today I didn't run on my lunch. I edited it. So it kind of ate my time.
That works.
But I'm going to get it done. So how was your day?
It was cool. I didn't have to work today because I work for a bank. So I had to work today.
Oh, yeah. Oh, veteran.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of veteran, we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
Mike motherfucking Perkins. Okay, so when did this come upon me? Was it yesterday?
I think I said that. Yeah, I said that yesterday.
Okay, so
I think I feel like I said it today. That's what I really feel like I said it today.
No,
but
it was definitely a different day because I was like, no, we have to do this. Because when I did the group Zoom was when we were supposed to do the whole episode anyway.
Uh-huh.
So with the tweet and the things mixing and you dropped that word on me, I want to talk about the word that you dropped on me. And I also want to talk about, Hoeness'ness.
Hoeness'ness. It's a lot of
Hoeness'ness. Okay. It's a lot of things, especially today going on, that even I am just like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So first off, this is Mike Perkins. Y'all already heard Mike on several She Gets It episodes, okay? My punk ass podcast, okay? Also, opinions are like
podcasts.
Okay.
Opinions are like podcasts, yes.
With his brother, another chocolate king. And today
he ain't as chocolate as me.
Is that what we're doing today?
I'm just saying. If we're calling people things, he's more caramel than he is chocolate. I'm the darker brother. I'm just the darker brother. I give him the tall. He's taller than me.
Okay.
I give him the tall, but he's just not as dark as me. That's just.
I'm gonna let you have it.
That's unfortunate for him.
Very unfortunate.
Nah.
Okay. Is this season y'all raccoon season?
Say that. Are we having a raccoon season? Are you talking about like the possum?
Is this a possum season?
Nah. That was like the summer. That was the summer.
All right. Because I was ready to gear up for another one.
No. There'll be no other videos. I'll call somebody. I'll call somebody.
It was very interesting. I enjoyed it. Okay. So we're gonna first let's discuss.
Go ahead.
What is your definition of a pussology?
Okay.
Or pussology.
Okay. That's when a woman decides that she did something wrong.
Okay.
And instead of actually apologizing or changing the behavior, she decides that she's gonna have sex with you so that you both can forget about it. And you can't argue with me. I gave you vagina now.
Okay.
And that's it for the most part. But It's very, very, and look, it could be you give up vagina, it could be you give up,
Gawk gawk.
Yeah, the gawk 3000.
Yes.
It could be anything. But doing that is, instead of actually apologizing or instead of actually changing the behavior, is that's what it is. Putting sex in place of the apology and change behavior. So that's what it is.
Okay. I feel like that is, yes, very immature, you know. I feel like by 25 you should already master apologizing. But again,
I think the culture of relationship has made it to where, especially with men, we're perceived wrong until proven right. Right? So that the idea that we're just right and you're just wrong is a very real thing in relationships. And like, some men just don't feel like there's a room for them to actually just say, well, nah, like you did this thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, the idea is like me and my brother covered this on the last episode that we had. Like, a lot of us are talking to our wives or girlfriends, but we're really talking to our moms, grandmas, aunts, older sisters, the matriarchs of our family.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to look at the matriarchs of our family and for all of our lives be dictated to by them. And you can't tell your mama she wrong. Like, who tell their mama that, mama, you wrong? Like, what? Nobody. I mean, you look, but you're also another woman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you have social equity in that regard. So you're like, okay, my mama is a woman. I'm a woman, but my mama is a woman, but I'm a woman too. And so that the way that we socialize is, I know her full of shit because I'm one too. Like, my dad, for example, like, I know his full of shit because I'm a dude. You know what I mean? So I understand his full of shitness on a personal level. You know what I mean? Not just because he's my dad and I know him, but he's also a dude. And I feel like it's harder for us to kind of come to that. And two, like, there's a level of, and I think the tide, not like the tide is turning and we're getting back to power, but the tide is turning, whereas holding a woman accountable is not synonymous with disrespect. Like, it's getting to a point where it's just like, well, this is just accountability, like, deal with it. So it's not as much, but I know that when I was married, that was the norm. You know what I mean? And apussology, you know what I'm saying? And and I would accept it too. But me accepting it didn't make the behavior change. So I just was like, man, I lost. Like, she won. Like, she ain't doing nothing but doing what she was gonna do anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Okay, so would you say apussology is the equivalent to retail when they say the customer's always right?
The customer's always right.
You've been working for this company for X amount of years.
I'm trying to relate it. Because I worked retail for maybe, like, I want to say, even with the bank, I was on the retail side. So I've worked retail for probably like 21 years.
Right. So you know how they are when they be like, yeah, like, we know that's not our policy, but just go ahead and do this for them. Or
and it's apussology. It's apussology.
Apussology, yes. So basically, like, I know you're wrong. The customer knows that they're wrong, but they're going to irritate or make a scene enough to get it bypassed and just like,
Yeah. Okay. So yes, I agree. It's like retail. It's like retail, whereas the man is customer service representative. And what we have to deal with is you being right regardless, even when you're wrong. Because, like, the rule in retail is, rule number 1, the customer's always right. And rule number 2, if the customer is wrong, refer to rule number 1. Customer's still always right. You know what I mean? That's the rule. And then, like, it never changes. Like, when I was working at the mall, when I was working for, in food and beverage, when I was working for the bank, well, I still work for the bank, but I'm just not on the retail side, but it's always been the same. Like people always preach that customers are always right. And then if not, rule number 2 is refer back to rule number 1. So I just feel like it's always for men, we're wrong until proven right. You got to be real right. In the investment in being right, if you're not 100% right, it's almost not worth it. So dudes just accept the vagina. Like, it's like, well, I'm not going. And then, like the typical thing that happens in marriages and in relationships is by the time you get into them and you're good into it, you in a home stretch, where it's, okay, cool, we're going to be together. Yeah. Sex stops, sex is like, it's not as much, you know what I mean? And then it's just like, well, man, we're not kind of having sex as much. So now what? Well, you were wrong on Tuesday, and then she gives you sex. And then because you're not really having sex, it's just like, yeah, So
does the arguments get blown out of proportion by the time that the pussy gets dried out? Being that like that's no longer you're out anymore because you're not fucking me anyway.
Okay, so that's what you would think. You would think that guys would think that. But see, what happens in relationships is that, it's like supply and demand. If there's an abundance of vagina, then you don't really do much for the vagina. You know what I'm saying? And for me, you shouldn't. It's an equal exchange, especially if you're in a relationship. You're getting the benefit of a companion, and that's a part of the benefit. But you shouldn't have to, but it's supply and demand. You know what I'm saying? Most dudes are like, there's a stat out, you know what I mean? And it's not an actual stat, but it's a theory that women are choosing to have sex with only the top 40% of dudes. And the idea is the top 40% of dudes, depending on demographics. So like, let's say I'm in Detroit. Top 40% of dudes in Detroit is different from the top 40% of dudes in LA. Right. You know what I mean? But the top 40% here, and I'm not talking about just income, I'm talking about income, height, looks, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The top 40% of dudes are the dudes that are getting most of the vagina out here anyway, right? But like, if supply and demand is correct, then once supply of vagina goes down, well then, the demand for it is, going up. Right. And it's like, yeah, we want, you in your relationship, you want more vagina. You know what I'm saying? You're like, man, I just wish I had more vagina. So you're not gonna do nothing to fuck up the vagina. You're gonna actually, you know what I'm saying, like not argue because you don't want her to have because then it gets to a point where we're making up reasons to not fuck you. You know what I mean? Yeah, and look, some people would be like, well, that's a toxic relationship. Well, enough people are in those. So let's talk about them. You know
right. And there's a lot of people that are in relationships that kind of look good on the outside and they go home and they pass each other in the house and they sleep in separate rooms and they,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, to me, there's no, like, or I guess the male equivalent would be, buying something. Like, I'm gonna get her some shoes. I know I fucked up. You know what I mean? But like, we don't get to not
call damage control.
Right. We don't, but it's still like the expectation of change behavior is there too. Because it's kind of easier to hold a man accountable because we get punched in the face. Like, getting punched in the face is such a reality that, accountability is like kind of it's non-negotiable for men. And with women, I don't, let's just assume.
I think that depends on the woman too, because a lot of women out here let a lot of bullshit slide that they just like,
Yeah, but let bullshit slide. Also, too, I go back to the theory of top 40%. When you talk about top 40% of dudes, it's never character based. So that, yes, women deal with a lot of stuff, but women are not even picking from 100% of guys. You know that when you go out, like do this, and all your listeners do this, your listeners, your women listeners, do this. Go out to the grocery store, the gym, the library, the mall, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And look at 5 guys. And of those 5 guys, and I'm talking about all guys, I'm not talking about just the ones.
I love to eat the meat at 5 Guys.
Right. Go and just count 5 guys, and every 5 guys that you see, group them, and out of those 5, think of the ones that you would choose, like, you know what I mean, that you would either, be with, have sex with, whatever, you know what I'm saying, just off site, you know what I mean? And it's probably going to break down to 2 out of 5, because most guys are invisible to women. Most guys are just invisible. Like it's not like I like having a little conversations we had a little back and forth on Twitter, or little back and forth that we have, like, on the Zoom calls or whatever. Like, I know that you have 7 guys in your friend zone probably, and there's you probably have 7 guys in your friend zone. The problem is that you have 7 guys in your friend zone who would probably treat you exactly the way that you wanted to be treated. Yeah. But you're just not attracted to them.
Yes.
And so for women who say there are no good guys out here, what you're saying is that there are no good guys that I'm sexually attracted to. And that's fine, but then you have to deal with the top 40% who, again, going back to the rule of supply and demand. If you're all wanting the top 40% of guys, then you're giving 40% of guys 100% of the options. Why would they be faithful and not fuck around? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that you got to start picking some of these guys that are in your friend zone, because those are the guys who are long-term going to give you the stability and the treatment that you want. And it's just smart too. So
it is smart too. I would agree with that, but I can't. I'm not good at faking things, Mike.
Who said fake it? Who said fake it?
If I don't want to eat you.
But this is the thing, and this is why I think that our women specifically have, they've ruined. Be mean. You ruined coochie.
Ruined coochie.
Right.
Let's talk about it.
Right. Coochies are not Swiss Army knives. Can't use it for everything. Can't use it for an apology. You know what I'm saying? You can't.
You can sharpen them now.
You can't use it for your happiness. Most of your relationship is
for my happiness last night.
Woman. Was it one of those? Was one of those nice guys in your friend zone?
No, it was these hands.
Oh, okay. Well, this is what I'm saying. Most of what relationships are is about utility.
Okay.
It's about functionality. It's not about sex. Part of it, is sex, but most of it is about functionality. So the kind of man you need is probably responsible. He's probably consistent. He's probably kind. He's probably
to a degree
kind, and kind when you need it. But look, if you want him to choke you in
bed,
then just say, look, you might have to choke me. I need to be put in my place.
Yes.
But what has to happen though is that you have to start picking based on what's going to last longer than where you are now. So that when you have these relationships that are just not working, like, oh, these relationships are not working. I think that if you give 40% of anything, 100% of anything, that you're going to get a bad outcome. You know what I mean? And I challenge you as well as your listeners to go out and look and do every 5 guys. Just say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, how many of these guys would I? And sometimes out of that 5 is going to be 0. Sometimes out of that 5 is going to be 3. But I bet you will work out to about 2 out of 5. Because there's some, and I'm talking about all guys. Skip the bum because you like, well, he a bum, he don't count. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the guys that he's short. I don't want to count him. No, I'm talking about all guys.
Since the girl is no longer procreating, I don't care how tall or short you are.
But that's what I'm saying. It's really about, yeah, you got that thing done.
Yeah.
You got that thing done.
Call me juicy fruit, okay? Because you're gonna leave it whatever you got.
Right. But it lends itself to the kind of toxic relationship that you have, because you're not picking from character, you're picking from he makes my coochie jump. And you can't, I mean, like you got to pick more practical than that. You know what I mean? You just got to.
You're right.
Yeah. And all of those nice gentlemen that are in your friend zone, you know, I mean, either set them free.
They are free.
They are not free.
They are free. Like we talk about the dates. We talk about the coochie they got yesterday. We talk about the crazy girl that they dealing with.
That they don't want, right? That they don't want.
I mean, they don't want. They deal with them. I don't know necessarily what they want.
Deal is a very, very nondescript, vague, ambiguous word. We know what deal means. All right. Deal doesn't mean nothing. Deal ain't relationship. Deal ain't marriage.
Right.
It's none of the above. You gotta I always try to tell women, like, even like we're talking about, like we said Apussology, you got what is it, the other word? Because it's cut off at the top. It's not cut off because
Hoeness'ness.
Hoeness'ness. So like whole phases.
Okay, never had one.
Huh?
Never had one.
Congratulations. Whole phases do not benefit women at all. Just no benefit. They have no, like, the net value of it is none. Because what it does is women have more collateral damage when you talk about sex. They just do. Of which you should be selective because it's yours. I
feel like men and women should be picky. That's what I'm really irritated by. Men not being picky and women not being picky.
But I go back again to my example of 40% of men, 100% of the women want 40% of the men. Why would it's this lady, her name is Rebecca Lynn Pope.
Okay.
She's formerly a dating coach, matchmaker, right? Mm-hmm. And what she had I forget the condition that she had, but she had to get testosterone injections, right?
For herself?
For herself. She had to get testosterone injections. She did. And what happened is that it was 1/5 of what the average man at her age gets. She couldn't stop humping her husband. She couldn't stop. She was like, I finally get it. Because even at 1/5 of what it is that my husband would have at his age, mm-hmm. I couldn't stop humping him. Testosterone makes you more sexually aggressive. It just does. You know what I mean? And when women's sexual peak, where they want the most sex, it's later in their years, like when they're like 32, 35, so on and so forth. But like that's the reason is because not that you're producing more. Yeah, it is that, but it's because you have more testosterone. Mm. So it's like, of course you're supposed to be, but like you want men to step away from their nature. And look, I'm not saying you say men should be more picky. You can't have men. Look, if women stop whole phasing, then who would we be having sex with? If women said, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're not going to hot girl summer. Then who would we be having sex with?
The person that deserves you.
Nope, we wouldn't be having sex with y'all. But again, I go back to 100% of women want the top 40% of guys. So you're making the market for guys be just that top 40%. And again, if you don't believe me, go out tomorrow and just look around. That's what happens. You know what I'm saying? You're only picking from the guys that you find attractive physically. And men are not, and men, look, selective men, yeah, we should be selective. And I think that most guys, look, that bottom 60% ain't like they fucking. How about that? Most guys ain't sexually active.
You think so?
I know so.
What?
As a dude, I can tell you that it takes way more to get vagina than it is to give away some. And look, more often than not, you're gonna go out, and what you're gonna find when you do my experiment of count every 5 guys, you're gonna find that most guys you don't find attractive to even give your vagina to.
Oh, that's a fact.
So that's what I'm saying. So if you only find 40% of guys attractive, imagine what the girl next to you find attractive.
I just need a medium. So, like, for instance, when I was living in New York, every 10 seconds to 2 minutes, you saw a man that there must be a Jehovah, there must be a God somewhere, right?
You know what? Okay, go. You keep going.
At the same time, I resisted because I knew that if I like what I see and they live in New York City,
there you go.
That comes with a plethora of wholeness that I don't want to deal with.
There you go.
I just admired a lot of men in New York because that was the safest thing to do. I never dated in New York. Whenever I wanted wang, I would fly out to the wang I knew. Okay. Now that I'm back down south, a lot of men down here, they don't care about their appearance physically. They just like, it's whatever. If you see me, how you see me, you see me. They care when they go out. Sometimes they care when it's like All-Star Weekend. They care when it's like a game. And it's very basic. Like the only time I saw like nice looking men that looked responsible and looked appealing was when I went to what's his face? That football player's cigar lounge, who comes off a little bit sassy.
You talking about OBJ?
No, with the hats.
With the hats?
Yeah, he loves hats. And his outfits are a little bit, sir, do you have something to tell us? Sometimes.
Michael Strahan?
Huh?
Michael Strahan?
No.
Are you talking about in New York?
No, I'm talking about down here. He has a cigar lounge here in Atlanta.
Oh, nah. You got me.
I can't think of his name, but he comes off very sweet tank.
Y'all are this thing calling grown black men gay. That's just
I just say
hold on. So what hold on. You said sweet tank. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean, Mrs.
Sweet tank?
Hold on. Pause. What does that mean, lady who lives in the Atlanta area, that you're saying about black men in the supposed gay capital of America? Like, what is that? What you say? You're calling them gay. Stop it.
I'm not saying he gay.
You're saying he's gay.
I mean, he does have a child.
Are you talking about Cordell Stewart?
No, that's not his name.
How don't you know this guy?
Because I don't give a fuck about sports, so I don't know him like that. But he's
but he's a football player and he has stuff.
He's a football player. He has a cigar lounge here in Atlanta. It's called Fellowship.
I don't know.
Let me find his fucking name because I don't watch sports. I don't care about sports, but I know. Anyway, like sweet tank is like you have some very dainty feminine ways about you that for me personally I can't handle that in my man piece.
Yeah, but again that's about, I mean, like, look, don't pick a gay guy because that probably wouldn't be the best thing, but that's when I go to, then who do you pick?
I'm not picking anybody, you know.
But that's the thing. Like, so is the goal just I'm gonna be alone?
No, the goal is not to be alone, but at the same time, the goal is not for right now to pick anybody.
Oh, okay.
Just you know me with the DP. Just,
called fellowship.
Yeah, fellowship. ATL.
Fellowship. Yeah, it's like the word fella and ship.
Fellowship.
No, it's not fellowship. It's got to be fellowship.
It's fellowship. Yes, it is.
Let me see here.
But his name ain't even on here.
Oh, his name ain't on here? I don't see his name on here either.
Cam Newton.
Cam? Why not just say Cam Newton?
I couldn't remember his name.
I'm thinking you talk about some obscure guy.
No. I couldn't remember his name.
Like Cam Newton. You don't know Cam Newton? No, he's one of the most recognizable NFL players.
And that's how much I don't care about sports like that. But I don't know. I don't like popular men. I don't like men who have to be the loudest in the room. I don't like socially awkward men. I like somebody that's in the middle.
This is what you have to do. This is what your constituency has to do. You got to get out your own way, man. It's the only thing. Like, again, my bottom line is pick a person. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna pick a person pretty soon. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give myself another year. I'll pick a person. I'm gonna pick a person. I'm gonna vet them for 6 months. Then, maybe I marry them or whatever, but we're gonna have something, and then we're gonna just go from there. I can't. This ain't about me no more. Like, do I want her to be somewhat attractive? Okay, yeah, I want her to smell good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want her to, be normal, decent. You know what I mean? But I gotta get over myself. Like, I'm out of the realm of I want to pick the hottest. And look, even for me, I have a better chance of, I have a better selection than women have. Because with women, because of how y'all pick, it immediately takes away your options. It takes away a lot of options for y'all because just the way you pick, like a woman, women think 6 feet just grows on trees. Like,
I've never cared about height. I'm fine.
But this is the thing. Like, you're saying that. Like, women think 6 feet grows on trees. Women think above 80K or 100K, you think that grows on trees. It's just like, if you know the numbers, it's kind of a little more obvious who you should be with. I
just feel like a lot of women want 6 feet until they have to do 69 and they end up in his belly button.
It's not. That's a very small problem. It's a very small problem. As a dude,
if he's extra blessed, it might not be an issue. But I'm just saying, the average man.
Because my wife was. I don't know how tall you are. My wife was shorter than you.
I'm 5 foot.
But my wife is like 4'11". My ex-wife is like 4'11".
Okay, that's like my mom.
And I'm 6 feet. We didn't have a problem there. There was no problem. There was no issue. You know what I'm saying? Like it and I get it. That's what you're saying. But it's like enough women just want a taller guy. Most look, the average man is taller than the average woman, so you don't have to look far.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's not like you gotta like, man, all these niggas is just short. It's the way they think height works is just ridiculous. Like they think
I talked about that on the show, and I also told these, and then what the crazy thing is, most of the women who are like dead hoe on that are women that don't have kids. A lot of times when you have kids, and if they bring that up as a reasoning for wanting a taller man, you don't control genetics. You don't. That child can completely come out with your great grandfather's genes in height or looks, and so I just feel like that's a stupid reason to be like, I want a tall man.
Well, it's because this, like I've always said, this women pick in 3 categories from a biological standpoint. They pick men who are taller for protection, men older for direction, and men who have more resources for provisions. And that's how you pick. It's a atavistic, primitive way of picking, but that's kind of the way that women pick.
I like the two that you said, not the first one.
Was the first one the
older?
Oh, well, older. I'm not saying older as in 10 years older, right? So that I was 3 years older than my ex-wife. You know what I mean?
The max that I would do is like 8 years older than me.
Yeah, but this is the thing about being 8 years older than a woman. It's 8 years. It's 8 years of life experience to where you can say, okay, cool, I need you to be here because I'm doing this where I need you, you know, right. And it's kind of easier to direct. Whereas women who are your age, I find some men get lost in the sauce because it's like you're my contemporary, you're my peer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that if he's 40 and you know you're 40 and he's 40, it's just like, I ain't gonna listen to this nigga. So yeah, it's more of that. But like,
so what you think the balance is?
Maybe a 5-year gap. Maybe a 5-year gap. You know what I mean? A 5-year gap is enough to where it's not ill. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it's enough to where a man can, you know, feel confident in saying, we're going this way. You know what I mean? And saying that we're going this way, you know, and I need you to do this, this, and this. You know, I'm driving the car, just read the map, tell me when the exit is coming up. You know what I mean? You know.
And don't tell me when we at the exit.
Right. So, you know, we have 1 mile to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, be my my ways. Be my.
I am horrible with directions. I use my hands instead of my mouth.
Right. You know, I mean, women. I find that women use the directions, or women use monuments, and men use north, south, east, west, and highways. Like go to the like women be like, go to the McDonald's and then make a left. Go to the McDonald's, make a left, and then make sure. And then when you make a left, you're gonna come up to the Sitco, and then you want to make a right at the Sitco. You know what I'm saying? And then you're gonna see a Walmart. Go past the Walmart. Go past the Walmart, and but maybe a 5-year gap. 5-year gap sounds decent. You know what I mean? 5-year gap. You know, it's enough to where she can trust that you had enough life experience, and it's enough to where you can feel confident in your life experience and tell her which way to go.
Yep. Okay.
Yep. Whole behavior. Hoeness'ness.
Hoeness'ness. Do you think hoeing is making marriages better or worse?
Worse. Easily.
For men and women, or more so for a certain sex?
I do this for you. What hoeing does, hoe phases, hot girl summer and whatever, what it does for women is it takes away the time that they have to do the thing that they need to do, right? Women's life, as far as like reproducing and mating and getting into, you know, committed relationships, you have a finite amount of time. It's not like you don't have the time that men have. And look, it's just biological. It's not personal. It's not sexist. It's just you stop, you know, your ability to have babies stops. And most women want babies under the guise of marriage. So since one event is dependent upon the other event, it makes both of them kind of have a time limit on them. And hoeing takes away from the time that you need to figure that part out.
For women sooner than men.
For women, well, for men, you know, like I'm 40. How the fuck old am I? 41. I'm 41. I forgot real quick. You know what I'm saying? But I'm 41. I can decide, like, I decided to get out of debt.
Okay.
I got out of debt when I was 40. Me doing that changes my whole life and trajectory financially. But I can do that at 40 and still get a 28-year-old.
Right.
A woman can't do that at 40 and get a 28-year-old. It's not your life. You know what I'm saying? And if you do, it's far and in between because it's not really what you want. You don't, like, most women are not saying, "Ooh, give me the young guy." Maybe for the attraction, I'm sure. You know what I'm saying?
In the playtime.
Yeah, of course, the playtime. But marry him? Like, come on, Trina. Like, chill out. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's not.
When I saw homeboy get on the knee, and I was just like, "Oh, this ain't gonna last." But I ain't want to be the negative Nancy, and I'm just like, "Oh, okay."
But that's the thing. Maybe look, if you get a guy and y'all are 2 years apart, you're 2 years older than him, you know what I mean? Like something like that. But that's like what I'm saying is that's ridiculous. And we all know that it's ridiculous, but it's like, anybody want to tell her?
Right. You know, that's how I felt when I saw it. I was like,
yeah. So as women, you just have a shorter amount of time. It's not sexist. It's not something that we picked. We don't have anything to do with the biology of it. It's just that's what it is. So as a woman, you have to get the most important parts of your life together a lot earlier. So for
right.
women, it ruins it for them. Now, does it hurt us? It changes the prospects that we have for marriage, because we also don't like women with high body counts. Mm-hmm. I mean, you'll have men that say, "Oh, it doesn't matter," but like, you're not choosing, Brittany Renner's cousin, are you? You know what I'm saying? You're not choosing, and I'm saying that, not to say that she's an actual hoe, but like, a self-proclaimed slut, Amber Rose. Mm-hmm. She's not like, what's her life? Tell me what part of her life, aside from the money, tell me what part of her life you would choose. It's just not a lot of her life that you would choose. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that women are looking at these examples of how this doesn't work and taking the lesson. They just want to do what they want to do, of which, look, I never begrudge women for doing what they want to do. Mm-hmm. Have the same energy when the consequence comes, because men don't pick that way. Yeah. So it's of course it's ruining women. You know what I mean? Consequently, it hurts our prospects, because we're not necessarily choosing, the hoe, of which, if you know anything about the amount of marriages that happen in the Black community, it's not really a high. It's low, very low, but it's hurting women because the prospect, it takes away from the prospects that you could have. Because most people don't leave their city. Most people don't move within the 10-mile radius of the place that they grew up at. That's just the facts. So if you're going to hoe, you hoeing probably where you live. And it's going to be hard for you to hoe and then say, pick me. It's like, nah, you fuck the dude over here. You know what I mean? Like, granted.
Unless you get a homeboy that don't know no better out of town.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Most people don't move 10 miles they don't move outside of the 10-mile radius from where they grew up. Most people don't move from the city. Like, I mean, maybe I moved, but I'm from Detroit. I'm from the West Side. Yeah. I'm on the West Side. And the same people who have been on the West Side are still on the West Side. It's not like it's different. You know what I mean?
That's another thing. Like, I don't like being with people who know too many people.
And that's the thing. It's going to be hard. That's the hard thing, because that people is out here fucking. Yeah. And I think another thing too, like with you, what I hear from you is that, and you're not saying this, but you're kind of saying it. Mm-hmm. You want to compete.
What?
You don't want to compete.
I'm not competing for shit.
See, that's a problem, right? so this is the thing. This is the thing. If you like a guy, you do understand that there are probably other women that like him, right?
Of course.
So what would make sense if, let's say, there's a position, and look, positions aren't people, jobs are not people, but let's say that there's a position and it's a good job. It pays whatever. Let's give it $100,000. Pays $100,000 in salary. Mm-hmm. It's a good job. It's a good quality job. You want it. You feel like you qualify for it. Do you feel like you think you got to compete for it? Of course you do, because that's just life. You compete for the things you want.
But like a job and unlike a job at the same time, the job, aka the man, is also a human being that has to make a decision. And and my thing is, like, I have no want a person who does not equally want me. And so and I'm not saying, boom, here I am, I want you, you have to want me, or I'm going to make you want me. It's more so like, genuinely, authentically, this is me. This is, you see my everything. You see how I'm living. You see like what my quality by myself is.
I do this for you. It's not a man's job to reach inside of you and pull out the things and pull out the things that you are and discover you, right?
I agree.
It's your job to reveal them. So revealing the things that you are is the thing that makes you, or that is the thing that you should do in competing.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not doing tricks and backflips out here and giving you a show of some shit that I'm not going to consistently keep up on the regular, whether you're looking or not.
That's so then that lends itself to the question that men ask incorrectly, by the way, because they're
oh shit, don't do it, Mike.
The question that men need to ask, if they're going to ask this question, and it needs to be a question that you're not asking physically asking, but it needs to be a question that's in your mind, and you need to be taking inventory of what she's saying and what she's showing. Mm-hmm. What do you bring to the table? Don't ask this question. Don't ask this question. If you're a man, don't fucking ask this stupid ass question. Don't ask it. Yeah. But the question in your head needs to be, what does she bring to the table that I want that she's gonna bring consistently? Right. That's the question. It's not what you bring to the. It's not what do you bring to the table, because like a dude who has a sufficient amount of money, it's not looking for a man. It's not looking for a woman with money necessarily. No. Now, does he want the woman who works at McDonald's and is making? No, not necessarily. But let's not go to the end of the spectrum. We're not looking for a woman who makes $100,000 either. You feel me? Right. So, just, have low debt and make enough money to take care of yourself. That's pretty much easy. That's easy.
But at the same time, with that, it's like, I forgot what I was gonna say.
I'm sorry.
I feel like men could do everything a woman could do except have babies, period. So a man who makes 200 plus K a year is not out here looking for
a woman that makes 200K.
He's not looking for that. He's not looking for a woman to clean his house, because he can pay a woman or a man to do that. He's not looking for a woman to buy him nice things, because he already has nice things. And my thing is,
what a man, and I don't make close to 200,000, but what a man who makes a sufficient amount of money is really looking for? And let's make it 75. Like, again, women have no concept of money. $75 puts you in the top 20% of earners. Less than 20% of earners, but it puts you in a less than top 20%. Like, I think it's something around like 17%. But 75,000 puts you in that range. That's a bit like when I talk about top 40% of dudes. Mm-hmm. If you make $75,000 a year, you are well into the top 40% of dudes. But let's do this. Those kind of dudes that make a sufficient amount of money, mm-hmm. they want women who are agreeable. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Not a lot of fighting. You know what I mean? Not the tip, like black women, for example, have a they have a reputation of having a bad attitude. We don't want, like, men don't want that. Men are not saying, "Ooh, give me a woman," because what we've done is that we've allowed strong to mean attitude. And like, look, I can't define femininity, but I can certainly define masculinity. And that angry black woman shit, it's just masculinity. It's displaced masculinity. What that guy wants is peace, agreeableness, cooperation. So look, maybe he doesn't necessarily need you to clean, but you need to know how to clean and cook. Yes. You don't need to be just in-house, shut the fuck up, whoop, whoop, whoop. I mean, like, of course, I want to be able to have some kind of conversation with you, but there's certain things, certain functions domestically that haven't changed for 100 years. It's just like, we just need to know that you're going to be supportive in a space, whereas we have an understanding, we have understanding that this is what I'm going to do. I told the story, I was on my pod, and I told the story of, I used to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, iron my wife's clothes, iron my kids' clothes, get myself ready, on my own clothes, and then wake my kids up, get them in the shower, brush their teeth, like, you feed them their breakfast, and then wake up my wife. Mm-hmm. And then, she would, get down the stairs, get in the shower, and get her clothes because they were already ironed and ready for it. And depending on what she wanted to eat for breakfast, I, either made that or let her make it herself. And then she would leave. The functionality of our relationship made it to where she got to get to work on time without a hitch, and I got to get to work on time without a hitch. Mm-hmm. I created a situation for her function wise that work for us.
Okay.
That's what we need. We don't need, like when I listen to women and talk about, it's like, what's more important than what you want in a man is what you can offer to a man. You know what I mean?
Agree.
So the bait matters more than the fish. So yeah, of course you want to fish, you want to eat, right? But what has to come first? The bait or the fish? Because you can just go and just say, I want to fish. You gotta have the bait first. What a man wants, what you offer to a man is more important than what you want from a man. Because if you're bringing the right things, what you gonna get from a man is obviously gonna be good. You know what I mean? You'll find your way to a quality man. You know what I mean? It'll be a lot easier.
You know, my issue, it's not even an issue because I'm not trying.
You
Let's be clear.
I'm on your side, but time is not your friend.
I am not trying.
You shouldn't be running the clock out. You shouldn't be trying to run the clock out. Time is not your friend.
I'm not trying to run the clock out.
I'm listening to you.
I'm just not interested in any man that's not at the level of living that I am already or better. And
therein lies the problem. So I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
And you're putting a financial restriction on.
So,
huh?
It's not a financial restriction.
Then what did then without hold up, without, don't lie to me. Okay. Without mentioning financial.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about like priority wise, you know what your priorities are and you can take care of them consistently. As far as time frame, you know, time frame goal wise, where you need to be, what you need to do, and you don't need someone to remind you to do those things.
Are you talking about a person who let's give this guy, average black man makes around like 42,000. Mm-hmm. So are we saying 40? Let's give him a high end 42,000. $42,000. He understands responsibility and understands deadlines and he's organized his life. He's okay.
He's okay. He's better than most men that are out here who are roommating with other grown men that don't have a clue, you know, what they want to do. I'm just saying, like, if I have a house, any man that I'm talking to, I can only respect him as a man if he has a house.
But so again, I'm going back to it. So then you just everything you described.
I didn't say money,
ma'am. I'm listening to you talk. I'm listening to you talk.
Okay.
You've put a financial restriction on your dating and mating prospects. But it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with what you did, but yes. I'm just saying that you did, and this is what you've done. You've also made the pot smaller.
But I feel like as a woman and as a mother, it is my responsibility to not waste my time because my clock is ticking according to you, correct?
But if it is ticking, then if it is ticking,
right?
What is it that is more important on your list? What gives you the best? I put it like this: what gives you the best prospects? Because see, for me, this is what I'm saying. I'm a taller guy. I'm not the tallest guy. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a taller guy. One, I'm all right looking. You know, as all right looking goes. I make above average money. I'm out of debt. I could go out here and get crazy and be like, I want this. But guess what? What I'm probably gonna pick is gonna give me the best possible outcome for character. That's what I'm gonna pick. The thing that's gonna give me the best possible outcome for character. So that maybe I downgrade in looks, which for women is downgrading in financial. Maybe I downgrade in looks. You know what I mean? Maybe, right? Some that I've dated have been wonderful. I can't imagine why they're single. I know why they're single, but but some of the women that I've dated have been wonderful. But I know that I have to do certain things to qualify in order to be in their good graces and be able to be a credible leader.
Right.
I'm not gonna go out here and put so much restriction on what it is that I'm picking so that the pot is so small to where I have to find this unicorn. That's what you're like. Every woman thinks that she's not doing that until
what?
Okay, I'll do this for you. I do this for you. Where's the outcome that suggests that you're not doing that? Where is the outcome that suggests that you're not doing that? Give me the outcome. Because if you have
okay, this is my issue.
Because if you have 7 prospects, then I'm wrong and I need to shut the fuck up. But if you don't have 7 prospects that are vetting you and want to be not Mr. Shan, but you get what I'm saying.
I don't allow no man to vet me.
They should be.
I don't want any man right now to vet me.
They should. Why wouldn't they? Well, you gonna vet them? You've already said 2 or 3 of your criteria. You're vetting them. You want to know that.
Okay. This is what I mean when I say that. I'm not engaging in any man to do that.
Y'all, I swear, y'all playing the game so wrong. Y'all be playing the game so wrong. I'm lit look, and again, I'm single, so I'm not qualified. Mm-hmm. I'm not qualified, but I am telling you this as a person who is single, who dates, every now and then in my life, I can tell you that for me, I'm not going to shorten my prospects by putting so many look, I'm not saying that they don't have to be, but this is the thing. You've said 2 things, but you ain't said all the other things. And I'm pretty sure you didn't say all the other things. And I'm pretty sure that part of because I can say things. You said 2 things, but I'm sure part of it is clean, right? So now that's 3. I'm sure part of it is got to have a job. I'm saying put the normal stuff on it and start from there.
Why is that not normal?
You would think it. So what about that guy with an apartment?
If he has a plan on why he has an apartment, then that's fine.
But see, this is the problem. You keep saying plan.
Yes.
So this is my issue.
And listen to me. And when I say plan on why you have an apartment, I have an apartment because, why would I get more house when it's just me? And
you're saying a reason?
Yeah, like a reason why you have an apartment to have X more money for whatever else you.
If he's single and childless.
No, I'm not talking to no man that's single and childless because I have children.
Well, okay, you want him to at least be single, right?
I want him to be single, but I also want him to be a daddy already.
How about this? If he's single and he's like the majority of at least Black men,
okay,
and he's in a situation whereas he has weekends with his kids, then having a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment makes a little more sense, right?
Or he would probably have a house, right?
Most of his life is spent without his kids.
There's some dads out here that have their kids more than a weekend.
Let me do this. Okay. Of the court appointed custody hearings, the court custody hearings, 90% of custody hearings go in the favor of the woman.
Okay.
So and it's 90 plus in the Black community. Parenting time breaks down to this: 75% to 25%. Okay. 25% of a week is, we got 168 hours in a week.
You always mathing me, man.
Hold up. 168 hours in a week. 42 hours is what that breaks down to. Okay. 25% of a week is 42 hours. 42 hours is 6 hours less than 2 days. So a weekend at best on average.
Okay, you gonna ride this average out. Okay, can I use me as an example?
I understand you, but do you understand the average?
Yes.
So please understand that whatever you're about to give me, like for instance, I have 50-50 custody. I'm not the norm.
Right.
I'm splitting 50-50. So I got double the amount of time that most dudes have.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is that you're about to tell me, but whatever you're about to tell me, if it doesn't change the numbers, because I'm the numbers.
That I'm not gonna tell you because it's not gonna change the numbers. But
exactly.
I just, I'm a daddy's only woman. Okay. So if you're not a dad.
That's fair. That's fair. And look, that's fair. So what you're talking about is a guy with some kids who
does not want anymore.
That's why. Is that
why?
I
have to be fair. Like, what I look like trying to be more responsible as a woman with my punani and be like, you know what? My punani is a slip and slide. I can't do anything for you future wise, and you ain't got no kids, and I got some, and I'm gonna rob you of that chance.
Okay, that is fair. That is fair. But I'm
being responsible with my punani.
I was asking, was that the reason why? And you're saying yes.
Yes.
Okay, so yes, so that's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. What I'm saying to you is that that's a fair thing that doesn't shorten the market or your prospects that much.
Yeah.
Doesn't shorten your prospects that
because
much.
I feel like most women today they want the tall man, like you said, the man who makes money and the man who ain't got no kids. And I'm just like, girl, the odds of that, especially if his stroking is A1, is very.
See, there you go. Sex is I feel like sex has been entirely it's too high on the list. It's just too high on the list. It's way too high on the list. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying don't have enjoyable sex. Nobody's saying that, but like sex is
my goodness.
It's a communicative thing. Like
it's
two people. So like just look, if you just said that you had fun yesterday with your hand.
I did.
But this is the thing. Women treat sex like a man is supposed to make you come. We don't treat sex like that. I don't
need you for that.
Yes, y'all do. That's what y'all do.
I don't need y'all for that, but that would be nice, Sam I am.
But I'm saying this. Women don't make us come. You assist us. We know our bodies. You don't. You assist us. You assist us. No, but hey, look, I've only had maybe in my lifetime, probably like a handful of times where it's just like it was uncontrollable and she made me. Most off, there's some control there.
Oh my God.
Because you don't make me, you assist me. Hey, do it this way. So
do men assist me?
We should be assisting you. We shouldn't be making you.
Men should be assisting me on my Joan Rivers.
Joan Rivers. Is that a Philly thing? Because I missed it. Because I know John is a Philly thing and River is like wet.
We don't talk about Joan Rivers, the white lady that died.
I know who Joan Rivers is.
No, I'm just talking about my waterworks. But
cool.
I listen. I hear you.
But you hear what I'm saying? Yeah. It should be me assisting you since you already know how your stuff works. I should be assisting you. I shouldn't be making you. And that's a high bar. I don't know you. I'm like, I can know you like that, be with you for 10 years and not know your whole body like that.
That is a shame and a shock.
It is, but that's the thing. Men don't put that kind of bar on y'all. We don't make you have to make, like, granted, we want certain things.
Cause y'all just like y'all shit warm.
See, this and that's a problem. Maybe, right? But we're gonna get to the point of it all. If you can come on your own, and a man having a man that you love and you respect, it shouldn't be a problem. It shouldn't be a problem.
It should not be a problem. You're right.
Unless he stinks. Unless he stinks or he's punching you in the back of your head. There should be no problem with you being able to come. Unless he stinks. If he stinks, then that's different.
Punching me in the back of the head with that dick.
Well, but that would probably be a turn on. What I'm saying is that a man making you is that's the bar too high because we don't put y'all to that bar.
All right.
That's why it's easier for us because y'all are holding us to a bar. It's just like, well, why can't I be assisting you? Because you assist us. You don't make us. That's dumb. Especially when you actually have the ability to make yourself come. Okay, that's dumb.
I'll take that down.
Yeah, you take that into consideration. Put that in your book. Write it down.
another thing that's really important for me to have in a man is a man being happy with what he does in his life already. Like I think there's a lot of men that work. Yes, you may work. Most men work, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't think there are men that are like at peace and happy with what they do. And I feel like that ricochets into other bullshit and relationships when they're not happy with what they're doing.
Most people have jobs, right?
Yes.
So that having a job is only, like, rarely do you get fulfillment from a job. People don't usually pick jobs based on.
Right. Do you have a passion already, and are you actively doing this thing?
Let's pause on that. Picking a job that has your particular talent in it is rare.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying, like, for instance, I have a white man's money job, right?
I have a white man's money job.
Yeah, it pays my bills. Do I love it? No. You know, most days I'm just like, they can suck a dick, but
all the time.
You know, they have great benefits and they pay my bills. But at the same time, on my lunch, I do shit for Chantal. Mm-hmm. After work, I do mom shit. And I do more stuff for me and I work for me. And sometimes late night till like 3 a.m., I'm working for me. I find a way to balance me and that job, right? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying I would respect and enjoy a relationship with a man that also balances something for him and a job.
Okay. So what if he's into like Enough of Us, like what if he's into basketball and he enjoys, does it have to be money attached to it?
It has to be something that's bringing in income that makes sense.
So you want, hold on. So this is what you want. You want a guy mm-hmm. who has a job mm-hmm. and is also an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. How many people in the United States of America do you think own their own business?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I have no idea. I'm not the numbers one.
Well, around 10 to 12% of people. Mm-hmm. Not that high. So when I talk about this 40% of men that women want, you're proving it all. You're proving it all. You want the top 40% of dudes.
Okay, okay.
And 100% of women can't have the top 40% of dudes.
All right. So if his passion or whatever he likes to do when he's not paying bills, if it ain't bringing in income and it's just really for enjoyment and recreation or whatever that is, right?
Recreation, right?
Can he be investing in something where it makes sense?
Let me do this for you. The average black woman makes $37,000 a year. The average black man makes $42,000-ish a year. Together, that's $80,000, right? Okay. So let's give you average. I don't know how much you make. I don't want to know. But let's give you average, and let's give this man that you're talking about, let's give him average. The average black household income, $58,000. So if you and some guy got together, y'all making $80,000. $80,000 if we got Atlanta, married. If y'all got married, $80,000 in the Atlanta area. Mm-hmm. This is what you can do with $80,000 in Atlanta or even in Detroit. $80,000, you can own your own house. It's easy to pay off your house with two incomes. And I'm giving you average income. And this is if you never get a raise. $80,000, you can buy your own house. Right. You can't. You got two people working towards the same thing. It's two 401ks. Let's give you decent jobs with 401ks. So it's two retirement funds. One of you has a insurance. So insurance for the family. So your kids got glasses if they need it. They have braces if they need it. They need their yearly exams. They get that going on. For women, it's a little more, but whatever. Then you go to the hospital. Your kids get trips at least twice a year. You know what I'm saying? Going on some vacation at least twice a year. You got two incomes. Your kids get clothes and shoes whenever they need it because it's two incomes.
Right.
The life that your kids lead and you lead is better than most Black people because you got 2 incomes and I gave you 2 average incomes. Mm-hmm. Money is not as important as what you're making it. Because even with 2 average incomes, that's still $80,000 in a house, and the average Black household income is $58,000, which is $22,000 more than the average. $80,000, even if you got average, that's 37 and around 42-ish. That's way more than what you need to have the life that you want. But what we do is that he got to be ambitious. What the hell are you talking? Like $42,000 ain't necessarily the greatest. I'll tell you that. It's not the greatest. Mm-hmm. But it's also not squat nothing. Because if you add that to what you have, like let's give you, and I don't know how much you make, but let's give you $70,000. If you met a man who made $40,000 or $42,000, that's $110,000 in one household. How is that not an asset to you?
I'm not saying he's not an asset because.
So then the money is not the issue.
It's not the money for me.
Let me tell you what it is. It's your ego.
What?
It is.
It's not. Because okay, Mike.
Because you want to be able to tell your friends that you have a man that has this and that. Stop it. You want to be able to
It's not even about that. It's like.
Then tell them. Then make it not be that.
Okay.
Make it not be that.
I don't want you in my face too much. So therefore, you need to have other shit going on other than the job that pays your bills and your hobby.
Hey, look, I work out and I run. I'm
That's
sure
you though. Most men, especially in the motherfucking South, don't give a fuck about working out on average.
You were saying that, but I don't think that's true.
Let me tell you.
I think that enough of us at least
bellies that I've seen today
it's
at Publix
tell me. It is a universal Black man pastime to play basketball. Black men play basketball. We just go and we play basketball. None of us play for the NBA.
40s in the South.
I'm in my 40s.
Not in
the Midwest. I'm in my 40s in the Midwest. But this is what I'm saying to you. We have if you want a man with a hobby, say that. Stop making it entrepreneurship. Because 80% of small businesses, guess what they do in the first 5 years? They fail.
I'm not okay. That's okay. You read me wrong. Yes, a man must have a hobby, but also
a hobby.
You must have something that's bringing in something as far as income for something else, just in case we need it, where you ain't got to consistently touch the shit.
Why? Okay, let me do this for you. How many households do you think make 100,000? Like, I'll do this for you. Don't tell me how much you make, because I don't want to know how much you make. But if I gave you a man that makes $50,000, would that put you in $100,000 range?
I don't care about the money. You keep talking about this money.
Wait, because you do care about it, because otherwise you won't put it as a restriction.
It's not I never said it was a restriction. I'm just saying.
So then the man can make $40,000. He can make 40. Huh?
If that's what he wants to do, yes.
If he's a kind, respectful, consistent guy. Is he
happy already before I met him?
Let's make him happy too. Like, why has he got to be unhappy?
I don't want to make him happy. He has to be happy.
Let's give him happy already. I'm saying, not let's make him happy. Not you got to make him happy. Let's give him happy already.
Okay.
What is wrong with this guy that makes $40,000 and is 5'7.5"? What's wrong with this guy?
I haven't seen him yet. I can't tell you what's wrong with him.
So there's something wrong. If there's nothing wrong with him, then if there's nothing wrong with him, there's more of hims that exist than this guy that you described to me initially. Because the guy that you described to me initially is some guy that doesn't exist. He doesn't exist. I'll put it like this. Let's say he does exist. I'll put him in your area. I'll put him in the Atlanta area.
Thank you.
Do you understand that you have to compete for said guy? Are you ready to compete for him? Because if you're ready to compete for him, fine. But if you, like you said to me before, you're not ready to compete for him because you don't feel like you should have to compete for him.
I didn't say I don't feel like I should have to compete. I'm just saying that I'm not doing shit right now.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, so you think, so this is what you
so
think.
He could be outside right now, Mike. I don't know, because I ain't going outside.
So this is what you think. This is what you think. You think you're gonna not train for a marathon and then run the marathon.
You know, the tortoise, you know, the story of the tortoise.
You look, they start closing up shop after 6 or 7 hours. They start closing up shop. They don't let you just run the marathon forever. They shut you down eventually. So what you're saying is that you wanna get up and then all of a sudden be ready to compete. That's not how it works. You know that's not how it works. It don't work that way. You gotta like be out there competing, understanding how to compete. So if you ain't ready to compete for this guy, then look, that ain't what you get. If you ain't willing to compete for that position, then that ain't what you get.
I might be the old lady on the porch.
You don't have to be the old lady on the porch. Decent guy, decent human being, decent guy with $42,000 exist. He's 5'7.5".
That's fine. I ain't gonna do nothing about his height.
Well, then what you need to do, and I'm not saying rush, but what you need to do is make room for the idea that maybe that's your man, maybe that's your husband, and I'm sure that guy, I'm sure that guy's in your friend zone right now.
He is not.
He's in your phone right now saying, "Why don't Shan just stop playing? Why don't she stop playing and be with me?
He's not.
Why are you playing with me? I'm 5'7.5" and I make $42,000.
It's not the height that's stopping you, homie.
What is stopping them? What is stopping all these dudes in your friend zone?
My pussy don't be 2K for that.
Yeah, right. See, that's the thing. That's the thing. You worried about that. Most of your relationship is functionality. I know. Most of your relationship is functionality. So get over yourself. No. You gotta get over yourself. It's mostly functionality. It's mostly waking up in the morning. Whoever makes breakfast, they do that. Whoever gets clothes ready, whoever comes home and goes grocery shopping or whatever. Whoever takes out the trash. I mean, I would imagine he's taking out the trash, cutting grass, making sure the kids have their lunches, making sure the dinner is ready. It's mostly functional things. That's like, I mean, and then in somewhere in between that, before you go to sleep, you have some sex. Sex is not the biggest thing in your marriage. It should be a part of it.
But I need to want it.
But why wouldn't so?
What up, y'all? So I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Mike is trying to rip me to shreds in my opinions. Please check out Mike's and Vince's podcast. Opinions Are Like podcasts, okay? You know, if you want to listen to two brothers from the west side of Detroit talking about, you know, different things, relationship things, financial things, shit that don't make sense today, check out their podcast on all of your podcast platforms. Again, the podcast is called Opinions Are Like Podcasts, all right? And that's with Vince and Mike Perkins. Let's go ahead and hear more of what Mike had to say, because he tried to make me feel like I just have all my plans the fuck wrong. And I'm not going out like that. I'm not. He gonna make me go on a date, dog. Oh my God. Let's just finish the show. Let's just finish the show because...
So again, 5'7" dude, you're not gonna give him no vagina.
Not the problem.
Oh, 5'7", but like a 12, like slapping down his knee.
No, that's not even it, because I've had disability dick, and that shit didn't do anything for me.
If you need 12 inches, just say that.
I don't need 12 inches. I've been there. That I can't do nothing with that.
What is that about?
What?
He ruined your uterus.
He didn't ruin my uterus. It's just like, it's not no point if you got tools and you can't use your tools.
I don't want to hear this about impotent 12-inch dick guy.
Saying, dog.
I don't want to hear that.
No, I don't know.
You got it. What I'm saying is you have to make room for the idea that the guy that you're getting is gonna be either you have to compete for higher, or just accept what you already have in your life and try to make the best of that. Because again, that's for me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna do the things necessary to, you know, like getting out of debt, doing therapy, you know, keeping myself in shape, you know, kind of like trying to, how can I put it? Better qualify myself to be a leader. Mm-hmm. Like it's really like it's for me, but I'm not stupid. I know that it's gonna ultimately translate into getting the mate that I want too.
Right.
That's a part of me too, because that's what I want as well. Like but I gotta get over myself. I can't be like, she gotta be a dime. Like, nigga, if you don't get over yourself,
dime. That's top of the line.
I'm over myself. I'm out of the I need a dime stage.
I don't need a dime either. Like, I like a man with the Buddha.
But even that, it's still like you want a guy who is going to make it, make your coochie jump. Yeah. You still want that. So then there's a looks restriction. Because these guys that are in your friend zone are not the guys for some reason. So then there's a looks restriction. You put a financial restriction or a resources restriction. I shouldn't say money. You put a resources restriction.
No, they got money now. They can speak different languages.
Okay, then I've came to the conclusion that you're bullshitting.
What? Okay, this, you know what it is for the ones that are in my friend zone most of the time?
We finally admitted that they're guys in their friend zone. All this time you were saying, no, it ain't no guys in my friend.
They're Hoeness'ness.
You got to just stick with
it. I was just saying, like, they're not a prospect for me because it's a no. They're Hoeness'ness. I can't.
Look, it would be different if, and I don't want it to be like, oh, it's just different for guys. Let me explain.
Like when somebody told you too much and now we can't go back.
What do you say? Eat ass or something? Like, yo, you was eating ass?
No, it's not even like eat ass. It's just like you're too loose with your dick giving. And to me, that's unattractive because your bitches aren't getting better.
Oh, they're picking like the worst of women?
It's not the worst, but like, at what point do you level up the women you pick?
Well, again, so they're not picking the best women.
No, and I'm just like, nigga, like you're in a position to have the best options because you don't have any.
But if they're fucking, then they're just fucking.
They are just fucking, but at the same time, we have discussions of like future-wise what they want, and I'm just like, but at what point are you going to start?
How old are these guys?
My age, I'm 34.
So this is why. It's because the time frame that they have is different from your time frame. So them,
but what's so crazy? They'll be like, Shan, like, if you wanted to get married tomorrow, I do it, and I could put the girls in private school, and you would have a good life. Just let me know. But at the same time, I know it is not like that for me and them. So really, I would just be your roommate with my kids there, and you'll be still doing your fucking.
But this is the thing, and I'm not saying be with that guy. It's gonna be make a deal. That's what it's gonna be. You're gonna have to make a deal, and the deal is not gonna be everything that you want. Every time somebody makes a deal, somebody gets some things that they want, and they leave out others. That's how it works. You get some of the things you want, and you have to leave out the others. So you're gonna have to prioritize the things that you want. That's gonna be a hard. Like I said, like me, I mean, like the women that I've dated for the most part have been like attractive. You know what I'm saying?
Because you have the space to pick those picks because you're the one that can pick. You have more choices.
But that's the thing. It's just like, but would I sacrifice the looks for sacrifice some looks for maybe, less commotion? Because see, like overly attractive women have a lot of attention.
Yeah, they do.
So that I don't really like the attention thing. For me, it's just clamor. It's like, I don't want to do all the clamor. So for me, it's just like I may sacrifice looks a little bit, not to the point where it's just like, I don't want to be seen with her, but I may sacrifice the, traditional looks for the peace of mind that I like. You know what I mean? Because what do you want? What are you gonna? I want the peace of mind. You know what I mean? I want the companionship. Of course, but there's certain things that I prioritize over the looks that are gonna make me be like, okay, cool. Long as I can be face to face and have sex with her, I'm good. You know what I mean? There's going to be a certain level of fitness that I'm going to want. But look, I'm not talking about Miss Fitness USA.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about something that's workable with.
Yeah, you know I'm not trying to get married to someone that's like been treating their body like dirt McGirt. And then now I gotta be your night nurse, your day nurse.
Like, yeah, well, what I'm saying though for you is that I'm not saying pick that guy, but I'm saying that don't make your standards to the point where there's to where you take yourself out of contention because you've waited too long. Because that just doesn't make sense. Again, put a timeline on it. You know what I mean? Like for me, I told myself, you know what I'm saying, 2.5, 3 years of,
I told myself that I was gonna go on a date this year, and we're coming up on December.
It's November. It's November. But look, you gotta put a time on it, because if you don't, then you'll be, well, I'll get it next time. Just put a definite time on it. When I look, y'all gonna still know me. When I pick, it's not gonna be quick, but I'm not gonna be playing around. Yeah. I'm gonna pick, and like I say, once I feel like I'm certainly qualified, I'm gonna pick and get on. Like I want the part where I'm working with somebody and I can make it through the next 50 years of my life. It's just what it's about for me, you know. And I'm gonna need somebody for that, because there's gonna come a time where I'm not gonna be able to run and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Somebody's gonna have to. I was at therapy today, and I saw an old couple helping each other.
I love old couples; they're so cute.
Helping each other on the elevator, you know, and the man was like helping his wife mostly. It was mostly him helping her, but it was just like, yeah, eventually I'm that. Do I want to do that alone, or do I want to do that with somebody? Yeah, I want to do that with somebody. Alone just sounds and look, you could do it alone just because your wife passed or your husband passed. Right, well, like give yourself an opportunity to at least have that. You know what I mean? Enough of us is just out here alone in these streets, and we're making the priority be something else that we don't, you know what I mean? Like we don't need it. Like, again, okay, if I told you your whole phase is gonna make you be alone for the rest of your life, you're gonna get some relationships, but ultimately it's gonna be you by yourself. Would you whole phase, or would you say, you know what, I'm gonna focus on this because I'm taking away 2 years of my time because I broke up with somebody and then I needed to just detox from them? So more dicks. Like, do you need to have more dicks, or do you need to give yourself the best possible situation to have a relationship? It would probably be the latter. And let's be real, it shouldn't even be close. It shouldn't even be close. Like it just shouldn't be. And enough of women spend so much money to where the amount of money that women make doesn't even matter. I dated a woman who made $120,000 a year.
And she felt like she could spend $113,000.
Exactly. She had $200,000, $250,000 worth of just student loan debt. It didn't matter. All this money stuff that I be hearing women talking about, I be like, look, I know the numbers on Black women, and I ain't impressed. I'm not impressed. You know what I'm saying? I know what the net worth of the average Black woman that is 40 years old. The significance of 40 years old is at the beginning of the peak of your earnings. At 40, that's when you start making the most money, you know what I'm saying, that you make. The average net worth of a Black woman that is single, 70+% of our women are single, is $5.
$5 foot long.
So they can buy a foot long with their net worth. $5. That's the average net worth. This money stuff never impresses me because I'm just like, all right. And in my head, every time I hear a woman say, you know, she make this amount of money, I think in my head, $5. That's what I think. I immediately go to $5. Yeah, $5. Like, I don't let them talk about. So the money aspect is just, you want to be able to, when you're 65 and it's time to retire, to have something, and having a person makes it easier. Have something to where you don't have many bills. That's what it's about. Like, again, your last 20 to 30 years is about utility. It's about functionality, because eventually you stop working. Like, you want to stop working eventually, right?
Right.
So then What do you do at 65?
Oh, that puts the back.
Yeah, right. 60-year-old vagina. Are you serious? 60-year-old vagina. Have you heard the rumor that that 36-year-old vagina ain't all that great? Like it's
that's unfortunate.
But on average, it's not. It's not like it's the greatest thing of all time. Yeah. Look, and as a guy, I know what 20-year-old vagina feels like because I was 20. You know what I'm saying? And I know what 40-year-old vagina feels like because I'm 40 now. So it's what at 65, what do you think it is? It's very simple. It's very simple. You need another income or another retirement fund that's going to help you. That's it. So that you don't have to work, so that you do own the house that you're staying in, so that you do have some kind of health insurance, so you do have another person, so you do have all the things that Big Mama and Big Daddy had. My grandparents, the last of my grandparents just passed. She had houses. She had a house to leave. You know what I'm saying? My granny, she had a house to leave. You know what I mean? It's just they had a house. My granddad passed. He had a house to leave. Now, granted, we didn't get any. I didn't get any of the houses, but what I'm saying is that they had stuff to leave to us.
Yeah.
If you have debt when you die, they take it out your estate. They don't play around. And if you owe student loans, that's the government. You can't owe nothing to the government that they don't get back. So you need 2 incomes. Pick it as soon as possible. And not rush. Don't pick, guy who's slanging dangling.
Like, Mike, I got something.
Right. Right. Don't pick him. You know what I'm saying? Don't pick him. He might have bumpy penis. You know what I'm saying? You might have a what's that? A payday, or he might have a not a crunching much, but a Nestle's crunch. A Nestle's crunch penis. Don't pick him, but pick a guy. You know what I'm saying? That is responsible. Vet him as much as you need to vet him. You know what I mean? Because ain't nothing out here. What is it? It's more dicks.
Man, I've never been a fan of more dicks.
But that's what I'm saying. You want to keep your count as low as possible, because that for a man is like, okay, cool. That's discipline. That's discipline and discretion.
Very much discipline.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Keep running. If you did, you said you ran 2 miles.
3.49. Don't play me.
3.49, which is not the 5 that you said you was going to run.
It's not the 5, but we're going to get the 5 in the morning.
Right. So then that means instead of you said 3.5, so to get back to the 5, you actually got to run 6.5.
Mike.
Yes, you got to run 6.5 because you got to average 5. You got to average 5. I'm just saying, like, if you want to be, keep it real 100%. Hey man, look, I'm on your side. I want y'all to win. I want y'all to win, but I know that I'm gonna win. And because I'm not playing around. Again, I've done enough stuff to be like, all right, cool. The no debt thing is, I forget how great that is, but like,
one day, like, of course, that's the goal.
Because this is what it is. If you get to the end of life, right? Not the end of life, but if you get to retirement, don't have any debt, and you got 2 incomes, you know what I'm saying? You and the man you pick, and there's no debt, and y'all own your house. Your life is easy.
Yeah.
Your life is easy. You got to pay some insurance, of course. You got to pay insurance on your house, your life, and insurance on your cars, and whatever, and insurance on your health, and maybe you got glasses or whatever. But like, your life is pretty easy. You know what I'm saying? You don't want a bunch of bills, And look, even if you got to pick a guy and y'all say, forget it, we're gonna move into your crib. I'm not saying pick a bum or a hobo. Not saying pick a hobo, but whatever it is, 2 incomes. That's how Big Mama and Big Daddy was able to leave something to the family. They had a house. You think, how many of us you think gonna be able to leave houses to our family?
Hopefully more than our parents' generation.
More than our parents' generation, but it's gonna be worse because they got married at a higher clip than we are.
Yeah.
They got married at a higher clip than we did. You know what I'm saying? It's only now that it's to the point where it's like 30%. It wasn't 30% in when we was kids. It was higher than that. And before that, it was even higher. It was like 80%. Not enough of us are together. You want to fix a lot of problems? get a man and cooperate with him and, make him a meal or something. That's the solution. Make him a meal. Drop it like it's hot every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Every Tuesday is drop it like it's hot day as opposed to titty Tuesday.
That ain't never been an issue for me, but at the same time, I ain't never lived with a man.
You've never lived with a man?
No, I've never been I have 5 brothers. That was never like a thing I wanted to do. Like I've been with men that had their own place and I stayed over there for like a few days a week.
So you are scared out of your mind.
I'm not scared. I've seen what it is to live with grown males, but they're brothers. That's different.
That's much different.
But at the same time, I've never been in a position where I can't get up and go to my shit.
Shan, you are scared out of your flipping mind. You're scared. You are scared out of your flipping mind. Living with somebody is scary.
Shit.
It is. It's scary as hell. It's scary as hell. And I didn't even know how scared I was until I did it. And do it. And it's scary. Like the first year, eggshells. Because you don't, you know what I mean? You try to be cleaner than what you usually are. You pick up your socks and all that, you do all this stuff. And then eventually it's just like, I left my socks there. I'll get them.
I always get like the opposite man to me in house shit. Like, yes, they might like nice shit, but I'm the type of person where I don't sleep unless the whole house is clean.
So then you clean the house. You're the house cleaner.
But they're usually the type of people that have a day when they clean.
So see, you have to make it practical. I didn't mind being a person that cleaned because I cleaned and I met her and she didn't clean. She didn't wash clothes.
That's
she didn't wash dishes. But this is the problem. I knew that. So then when we moved in together, guess what I did? I washed the clothes. So
that was the thing you were comfortable compromising with.
It wasn't even a compromise. It was like a lot of stuff that I did was functionality. It wasn't about whether I wanted to. I didn't think about it. I put it like that. It wasn't a thought for me. It was like, okay, cool. This is what works. That's the depth of the thought. This is what works. Now, granted, I got divorced, but what I'm saying is that it's still about functionality. Way. That's any relationship. And so if 2 people are working in the same direction, yes, you're gonna. You're 2 different people, so you're gonna have some arguments. But if the goal is the same, then there's really nothing to talk about. If the goal is make this thing work, not necessarily I want to be right, then what are we arguing about? We both want to get to retirement age and be comfortable and not be a burden on our kids. You know what I'm saying? Like my mama ain't necessarily gave me no $1 million, or she gave me no $1 million. So like the idea of us leaving something for our kids, let's get over that. Just don't be a burden on them. You know what I'm saying? So your house, make sure that's paid for so you don't have a mortgage. It's regular. The 4 things I think that we all should worry about really from a financial standpoint, and I'm going there now, is life insurance, being out of debt, owning your home, and investing so that you have something when you retire. That's it. Worry about those things. If you do those 4 things, then guess what happens? You change everything because your kids don't have to take care of you. Just those 4 things. Like, don't overcomplicate it. Like, people be talking about generational wealth. I'm like, do you even understand what generational wealth is? That's Walmart. Like, generational wealth is Walmart. We don't have Walmart. You know what I'm saying? That's the Waldens or whatever. Is it Walden? Waltons. Yeah, that's the Waltons. We don't have that. We're not that level of people. Own your house, get out of debt, invest, life insurance.
So what you're saying is I gotta go on a date.
You do. And if it's before this year, you got less than 2 months. Today is the, I'm not gonna say the date, but the date is less than 2 months. You got to go out on a date yesterday. One of them dudes in every dude in your friend zone ain't a dick slinger. Some of these dudes is regular, normal dudes who just like, man, if Shan just act right, you know what I'm saying? If Shan just say, all right, let's go ahead and do this, we'll just do this. Get over yourself, man. Get over yourself.
Is it me? Am I the drama?
Get over yourself. Get over yourself. Because like I said, you're basing and this is how I tell you, this is how women pick. You want a man with more resources. When I said that, you was like, yeah, the other 2. Not the height thing, right? You said not the height thing?
Yeah, not the height thing.
So, I mean, but taller than you is not really tall, right?
No, it's so just like
if he's 5'6", right? If he's 5'6", he's taller than you, but the average man is like 5'9".
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the average man is taller than you. But the idea of the other two things, you know what I mean? Older and more resources. You're certainly putting the resources thing on there, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. If you make more than the average woman, that's fine. A man making average is more than enough, because when you put your stuff together, of which that's what's supposed to happen,
it's
right?
Always better.
It's always better.
Yeah.
It's always better. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand like this idea, like, and I'm sure you've heard it. If a man can't do for me what I can do for myself, then I can just be by myself. But like, that's dumb, because any man with a regular job, I'm not talking about a guy who makes $1 million. Any guy with a regular job is an addition to your life. The idea is that women want to like be set up for life. And that's just not, most women work. 72% of mothers work. And if you're a mother that already is working, then just expect to work.
I don't even think with my personality, I'll be comfortable knowing like you don't have to work. You just need to just do whatever you want and stay home. Like, what? I'm always gonna find some shit to do. I have 5.
I mean, you can do whatever you want to, but if a dude wanted to say, well, all right, you can work, but you ain't gotta pay no bills, you take that.
Of course.
That's what I'm saying. So what about money dude that's slang dangling?
Money dude that's slang dangling. He gives away too much dangling.
All right, you gotta look past something.
But he ain't it because he ain't got no kids.
He ain't got no kids?
Yeah.
Maybe he don't want no kids.
He do want kids.
Well, you already told him the thing. You probably told him that you did the thing.
Oh yeah, I told him I did the thing. I let all of them know, hoping some of them will fall off.
All right. Nah, they want some. That ain't do nothing but that. Oh, that's just free birth control.
We can skeet it up. Like
that means the club can get
Why? I was like, oh my gosh, this feels like a mosh pit.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. a dangling mosh pit. They bump it up against you in a circle.
Okay. So to boil this down to what it needs to do, we on simmer. Women, we have graduated from throwing pussy to the problem. Let's discuss the issue so it is no longer a problem, correct?
Yeah, and be comfortable. Look, you have to be okay with the idea that you're likely wrong.
Okay.
Just apologize early and often.
Okay.
And change the behavior.
You know,
and look, and still fuck them.
I mean, get fucked, and you gonna get fucked even if I'm pissed off. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But yeah, just like I'm very honest, so yeah, I did that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You did the apussology?
No, I'm just like I would be like, yeah, I did that. I'm not gonna deny. I'm not going to throw my pussy in your face to make you forget about all damn day what I did.
Like no arguing. I did give you and like really when you get down to it, like pussy is not a prize.
It's not.
You're not doing me a favor.
Neither is sucking dick.
If I'm an attractive enough guy, whereas you want me, there's another girl that want me. So you're not doing me any favor. Like I'm not doing you no favor. The favor you do me is be peaceful. The favor you do me is, you know what I'm saying, be agreeable to some extent. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Be somewhat domestic. Keep yourself looking as good as possible. Mm-hmm. You know, regular normal stuff. Let's not make it too difficult. Let's not be contentious within the relationship because it's just unnecessary. You know, as a person is like, I've been in that relationship. It's just like, how does that work? It doesn't. You know what I mean? It doesn't work. Just, apologize when you're wrong, and then, be like, as well, I'm gonna change my behavior, but as well, you're gonna get this vagina. Yes. And and head is better, but just whatever way you want to do it.
You know what? You know, it's really good to do that. I think people should take with them, stick it in your back pocket. Take critique on the sexual favors you give from the person that you would like to give you sexual favors. Like, I don't have no problem asking the person whose wang I enjoy, how was that?
Okay. So this is the only thing. This is the thing. Most women, like, you're not picking virgins, right?
No.
Of course not, because most women don't want like virgins. We, however, not necessarily the less amount, the least amount of experience, the better. But like, we don't want, high body count. You want a dude who has some experience, knows his way around, knows his way around that thing.
Right.
Most of your requests are based on things that another guy did to you. You understand that?
I understand it. Yeah.
So that you want me to do the thing that the man before me used to do. So just think about that, because men are explorative. Men explore with regards to sex. Like, okay. if there was no, if it was up to women from the time that they thought that they would have sex, it would be missionary. From the time that they thought they would have sex, no woman would be like, I want to put it in my this and that, and most. Stop it, man. This is what I'm saying. It's because, and this is why, and this is also why. It's because you had a man who made you think that he might want that. No woman is starting off at ass fucking.
No, I had a older man.
It was even perfect. Okay. So that when you get with an older man, you know that the sexual expectation is different than if you got with somebody who is your age.
Heck yes.
So then that was based on what you thought he wanted. Even if you may have said, well, I guess I'm gonna do it. But if it was just based on what you want in a vacuum, you're not picking, give me this. You're not picking all of the things that because what we want is, it's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? It's disgusting. Like,
but see, I asked those disgusting things.
But see, this is the thing. And then what you want is, you want a man to come behind guy that you used to have sex with and do the things that he used to do. No, you're his woman now. You're his woman. And this doesn't mean that now I have to not get the thing that I want. It means let that man explore. Because he might lick your underarm, and you may like that now. You don't know because he didn't do it.
And that's why I'm just like,
you don't know. It may be the back of your kneecap. You don't know. Let that man explore, and then once you let him explore, and you say, okay, cool, I like this that he does.
Can I tell him I don't like that shit?
You can tell him you don't like something, because this is not about making you uncomfortable. So if you don't like your underarm licked, then but if he needs to lick your underarm, then you need to let him lick your underarm. You need to be like, all right, cool, this is what he does. And I'm going extreme, but you get what I'm saying. Like, if that's what he needs to do, then you need to just let him do that. If it doesn't take away from you, you just need to let him do it. You got a whole new dude. You can't bring, I used to have sex with him rather.
I've never done that, but at the same time, it's hard.
You do it because how else do you do? How else would you have done it?
It's hard to have 10 and go down in sexual.
In sexual enjoyment.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. What you're talking about is based on your experience with a guy, with the one guy. It's not like it wasn't three guys. It was one guy. You gotta give grace period for that guy to figure you out. Now, you can say, do this, but then we automatically know if that's the first date, the first time, that she's telling us to do the thing the guy before us. And in that case, it's a preference. It's like, all right, I have things that I do. Let me get to the part where I do the thing. You might enjoy this.
What if you don't enjoy any of it?
If you don't, then guess what? Then that sex partner is not the sex partner for you. And that's okay. Right. It's a lot of people in the world, but just
wish him the best.
Wish him the best. But please understand, you don't get 40 times to do that.
I know. I don't want 40
times. You don't really get 2 times to do that. You don't get 2 times to do that.
2 times to pick if he worth it.
You don't get a lot of times to pick.
Oh, well, I don't know about that because I don't do a lot of picking.
Whatever happened to the who was the guy? Where was he at?
Which guy?
The guy who spoke 17 languages.
Oh, I had to stop because he believed in a poly lifestyle while he had a roommate with another man.
So did he like dudes too?
No, like I just feel like a lot of men today have this mind illusion mindset of I just feel like I should have more than one woman, but your lifestyle and your
women and this is again, I go back to the 40% thing. You've made it to where the kind of guy that he is, because I mean, I would imagine he was attractive, right?
To me, yes.
Okay, so he was attractive. Did he have a decent job? What do you have going on?
You know, I really didn't get into it, how he made money. Okay.
So was he well read enough? Did he have, what did he have?
He was very intelligent, smart.
Okay. So would you do this? I don't, where did he live or whatever?
Where was he? I think he was.
You said Louisiana, something like that.
He was in Texas.
Texas it is, man. Do you think that in Texas, Houston, Dallas, Austin, wherever, do you think that he was a top 40% dude? Like not, and let's say to where if he was in your 5 and you were just walking by doing the thing that I'm telling you should do, if he was one of the 5, would you pick him as one of the guys that you would like? Yeah. Of course. So what I'm saying is that he's top 40%. Make room for the fact that if you liked him, so did 20 other women in his life. So the fact that he thinks that he can have a poly lifestyle, because see, this is what women do. Women break it down to resources. So if he ain't got the resources, that means but he has the options. He shouldn't be made to have to be able to take care of 2 women financially in order to have 2 women financially.
And that's why I'm just like, sir, good day.
This because this is what I'm saying. You, if it was just the 2 of y'all, would you be working?
Would I be working? Yeah. Yes, because I'm comfortable.
So why does it change if it's 3 of y'all? If it's 3 of y'all, why does it change?
I don't like to share.
But ma'am, if you like the top 40% of guys, what do you think's gonna happen?
Ain't nothing happening because you see, I ain't doing shit, Mike.
But that's not gonna be the rest of your life.
It's not. But
so then
okay,
either you do this. This is what you can do. These are the choices out here. I'm in Detroit, for example. So top 40% of guys here is different from the top 40% of guys in LA. If I took my punk ass to LA, I feel like I'm top 40% here. If I took my punk ass to LA, I might not be top 40%. So either I can be in LA and not be top 40% and try to get what I can get, or I can stay my ass in Detroit, get top 40% privileges here. You know what I'm saying? And pick. So what you probably want to do is move a place where top 40% dudes give you that option. Or where the top 40% is so high that the bottom 60 still is good options. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you're not picking these lower 40, lower 50, 60% dudes. You're not even picking them. You're not even looking at them.
I'm not.
That's what I'm saying. So what do you have? You either have speaks a lot of languages guy who clearly is, physically attractive enough to or, and maybe it's like women have made it to the point where you've given 40% of dudes 100% of the options.
Yeah.
Mathematically, you got to understand that that's like yay for the guy. That's yay. I have 100% of the options. It's 40% of us. 1, 2, 3. More pussy. You know what I'm saying? That's how that's the numbers. Go out. Like I said, go out and go to what is there Whole Foods in your area?
Whole Foods, Sprouts. I love the grocery store.
Go to the grocery store. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just see what do even in Whole Foods, you're still only picking 2 out of 5. Guaranteed fact. Because there's gonna be some weirdos, and you be like, ugh, I wouldn't give him no vagina. I wouldn't give him nothing. He can't sniff my underarm.
I wouldn't even sit on his face.
No, right. And it's gonna be 2 out of 5. It's gonna be 2 out of 5. At most, it's gonna be 3 out of 5. But mostly it's probably gonna be 2 out of 5. And you either gotta make room for the fact that maybe I had to maybe pick a lower tier dude on the looks or initial attraction. Or
I mean, if he come to me ugly, he gonna leave ugly because they ain't gonna bother me none.
Ugly.
Yep.
You gonna call him ugly too?
I mean, hey, little ugly, what's up?
Hey, half ugly, almost ugly boy.
Don't you ever come to me with that beard cut. Oh my God. My goodness.
This ain't going like I thought it was gonna go. With the beard.
Listen, some men, when they cut off their beard, they're a complete different human being.
I might be a different human being. Like I was thinking about it, like, and not like it's to the point, like it's not the perfect beard, but it's better than I thought it was gonna be. But I was just like, it's so many other things I want to do, and it just seemed like having, I don't know, like I feel like it's not like it's holding me back, but I want a different look, and I don't think that I could achieve it with a beard.
So you gotta cut it off.
I may, you know what I mean? I may, but I'm gonna grow it back because now that I can grow it, I know I can grow it. I just grow it, but I might. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not even picky in the beard thing, but once if you let me see that there is an option for a beard and no beard, and you look better with the beard, it's going to be very hard for me to accept that you are taking this hair away from me.
Women don't even like beards like that. You like beards because people say beards. Women don't like beards.
Have I been with a man with a beard? Yes.
The older guy?
No. He really doesn't like hair on his face like that.
Oh. How old is, if you don't mind me asking, how old is the father, the kids?
41, and the other one is 28. Mike, this ain't the show.
I'm just saying, I didn't know this. I didn't know that. I didn't know that part.
Yeah, I went down and up because
40, but realistically, 40, that 7-year difference, 6-7 year difference, that might be your range.
I loved it.
Because it might give you the more established situation. And look, dudes don't really do. I mean, like to a certain extent, we do, but we don't do a lot of spending. So you won't find like hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt. Like, I mean, unless you got a house. I mean, because a mortgage is a mortgage. Like, you know, your house is gonna cost some money. But like, dudes don't spend money like that.
No.
83% of like retail is women. That's all in America. So y'all be spending money. That's why I never understand women in these money requirements. It's like, man, y'all don't have no money in y'all pocket.
I don't have a money requirement.
Y'all be on Amazon bugging. Y'all be on Amazon.
So I don't know if you caught the clip that I posted for Everyday Millionaires, where this guy.
I think I did. I was scrolling and I was listening to it.
I did retweet it. So basically, this guy was married, and him and his wife had an account. They were like, I think 31 years old, and they both had a good account that had good interest building up on their money or whatever.
Okay.
And the question was, why do you and your wife have 2 accounts? Why don't you just have one? And then he was like, well, basically she doesn't trust that I'll have enough discipline not to spend the money because she's not a spender. I am the spender.
Oh, okay.
And basically, they are completely out of debt. And he has basically 70K sitting in his account. The house is paid off. He paid off his car, and she has a lot of money sitting, and they're trying to figure out what to do with the extra money.
But I like, this is the thing too. Like when I see, because is that what's my man name? Chris Hogan?
No, that was just that wasn't Chris Hogan's show. That was somebody else.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that
it was Ramsey every day.
Oh, it was Ramsey? Mm-hmm. Okay, so enough people who call in, mm-hmm. they don't make $100,000 that like get out of debt. And you know, some of those people that are like everyday millionaires, they are, but like they're everyday millionaires, and it's two incomes. So their household income, because it's two of them, will be 120,000.
Right.
That's if you split it in half, that's two people making 60,000. It's never these astronomical numbers. Mm-hmm. And they're out of debt. They both have 401ks. Mm-hmm. They both, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's usually not something astronomical. It just takes consistency and time, which is why I'm saying.
And two people that stick to a plan that they have.
But it's so easy to stick to a plan. I remember the one time when I was married, me and my wife, we combined our finances. Mm-hmm. In 2 months, I was able to pay off maybe like roughly $2,000 worth of debt. Mm-hmm. And then in the next 2 months, I was able to pay off another like $3,000 just of debt. And it was just super easy because our money was together. Now I made a decent amount, mm-hmm. but it was like the stress of it was just down. And I was able to just pay off stuff easily. We were able to do everything we wanted to do. It was no stress.
How much of your marriage helped you pay down a lot of debt?
None of it, because that was a year. Okay. I'm talking about a year of time where we combined everything. Okay. So most of it was, I was on a spend fest, which is spending out of control. But I was doing it as a means to, you know, I was of the mode of happy wife, happy life. Mm-hmm. Just trying to do everything I could to make her happy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And consequently, it wasn't making her happy because I wasn't happy, and I wasn't really, you know, it was a messed up situation. But like, it didn't help me. Really, what helped me to pay it off was knowing how much I owed. So at a certain point, it was like $65,000, $70,000, somewhere in between there. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is a lot. And, you know, once I got into Dave Ramsey, I was just like, I'll never pay this off. I'm like, this is never going to happen. But I just kept chipping away at it. And like being married, it would have helped me. But it was impossible to get her on board, you know, with regards to that. You know, I if I did, it would have been great. Yeah. But, you know, and that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, damn, we'd have probably been halfway on our way to being millionaires. Two incomes and no debt. Oh my God, that would have been disgusting. That would have just been disgusting. Oh my God, that would have been two income. And I'm not talking about, again, I'm not talking about I'm making 100,000 and she making 100,000. I'm talking about two regular incomes. Yeah. That probably together we probably would have had like 120 or something like that, 120, 130. It would have just been all love. We'd have won. We're like, oh no, we won. We straight. You know what I'm saying? We straight. You know what I mean? We would, whatever house we wanted to buy, we'd have bought that and paid it off pretty quickly, owned our car. It would have been super duper easy. But it's just like, in hindsight, yeah. But like, I'm thinking like, well, as long as a woman can make the average income, I'm straight. You know, like I'm straight. We gonna own the house and we gonna do those things. You know, it's very, like I say, it's very simple if you let it be. It's not these dreams that people are telling, you know, I need a man to match my ambition. Shut up. I need a man to match my hustle. Shut up. $5. That's what men are thinking when y'all talk about money. $5. That's what we thinking. $5. So in closing, no vagina for apologies, and hoe phases don't work for women.
Okay, yeah. When should a woman's wholeness stop?
As early as possible. I don't even think you should even do it. I mean, you know, have sex, because like you would have to. I'm not expecting a woman to ever be a virgin. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But like okay. So for example,
find your golden freak, because that's what I did. I found my golden freak man, and that was enough.
Maybe a couple years of college, right? Maybe. Don't do it to where you're dipping into the years that matter.
Okay.
Because I heard this school of thought, and it was a young lady. I forget the podcast that she was on, but she said that women shouldn't hoe phase because they never come out of the hoe phase. Now they may get into a relationship, but the mindset of the hoe phase doesn't leave them, which is a big reason why our women are so over sexualized. Because, and this is her, not me, she said, because the attention the consistent attention that comes with the hoe phase is what they're chasing. And there's another school of thought that the moment that women, and just again, I'm just talking about Black women, the moment that our women figure out that men want them sexually, they stop developing with regards to how they relate to men. So you stop right when you find out men will have sex with you and give you attention. And that doesn't lend itself to you being in any kind of healthy relationship, because you got to learn how to relate to guys. That's why submission and all of these regular, thousands of years concepts are just so foreign to like women now. It's just like, because leadership is not about me treating you poorly. Leadership is about me treating you right. It's about me treating you right and putting you in the best position for you to be successful as well.
Correct.
Because like quarterbacks don't treat wide receivers horrible. You know what I'm saying? The captain of a basketball team don't treat, like LeBron doesn't treat all his teammates horrible. He treats them nice. You know what I'm saying? He's a kind guy, you know what I'm saying, to him. And consequently, I mean, fortunately, they succeed as well. It's not about treating you poorly. Now, it is about keeping you in line on some level, but like most of it is
bigger picture.
For the bigger picture. It's mostly that. You know what I mean? Part of leadership is treating you right. So like whole phases take you out of the submissive role. It puts you in like it puts you in a wild role. You know what I'm saying? Role. So it doesn't benefit. And then, like I say, this is what women think. They think that they're gonna go through their whole phase and then they get out of it, and then that's the end of whole phasing. No, there's another crop of women whole phasing. So the men that you want, they're messing with the whole phase girls. So it's cyclical. It's like it keeps, rotating. So you got it. It doesn't help you. It helps the top 40% of men. Oh, they get vagina. You know what I'm saying? They go get the vagina. But that's the thing. Yeah, but it's not. It's only 40% of them. It's only the top guys that's getting it like that. Because again, there's no woman that rich women with resources aren't necessarily magnets for guys. You know what I mean? It's not like, like, oh man, I be running through these guys. Like, no, that's not how it works. You know what I'm saying? Guys be running through like, that's not how it works. So like, even somebody like Halle Berry, she a baby mama with a boyfriend.
True.
Yeah, it's like, it's not success. It's not success. It's not your money. It's not your looks even.
But I feel like women like Halle Berry, they'll never, and I'm not saying this is absolutely the bee's knees, but I just feel like there's a group of women who are that successful in careers and celebrityism. Y'all not gonna have the man that stays.
Maybe that. I think it's more they've gravitated toward the thing that made them successful at the expense of the things that men naturally want. So that maybe
it's always their sacrifice is more important than.
Yeah, like so like women like men for masculine reasons, right? That makes sense. So why wouldn't we like women for feminine reasons? They do some things probably that take away from the feminine reasons that we like them. You know what I mean? and you're sacrificing those things. Now, look, it makes you successful. That's great. But it also, you sacrifice the things that we kind of want naturally, you know? And then, you know, you get women who are of the school of thought that I intimidate men. And it's just like, nah, this niggas don't like you like that. You know, niggas don't like you like that. You know what I mean? It's very, like, if you're a woman with breast, you know, reasonable breasts and reasonable booty, and you have a vagina and was born a woman, you can get a man. You know what I'm saying? Right. But the fact that you can't get the kind of man that you want is because them niggas don't like you. They're not intimidated by you. That's not how it works. A gang of niggas ain't just intimidated by you. That don't work. You know what I'm saying? They just don't want you. Yeah. So whole phases suck for women.
So Mike says I need to find me a medium ugly, y'all.
I didn't see. That's all you got. You need to find you an average guy. Have $100,000 as a you know, plus as a household income, and live. That's not bad. What I just said is not bad. That's not bad at all.
I didn't say it was bad.
That's actually great. Give him 2 kids as well. That's still pretty good. If I gave this guy that I'm talking about 2 kids as well, you got 2 and he got 2, that's still very good.
That would be excellent.
That's all I'm saying. And you win. And the rest of your life, let's say I give it to you at 35 years old and give you to 85. That means 50 years of your life is comfortable. Don't that make you smile? It don't make you smile? You're not happy with that?
I mean, it's cool.
You want a 12-inch dangling. That's what it is. You want a 12-inch dangling.
I didn't say that. I don't want that. I'm a medium queen. I just would like it to be circumcised.
Oh my goodness. Most of us are that. Most black men? Ain't no black guys walking around with extra meats.
Nah.
I mean, well, I haven't seen a lot. So let me just say no. But I mean, most of us.
I hope you haven't seen a lot.
I haven't seen. I mean, you know, I got kids. You know what I'm saying? I got kids is what I'm saying. I've seen theirs and my own, and you know, but what I'm saying is that like most of us was raised by a mama. Our mama don't let us have extra meat on our penis.
Because I'm the only one that should be getting extra meat around this part. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And they don't let extra meat be on there. But yeah, just what I said should make you be like, oh, that sounds good. Because you want the comfortable life. You want to be able to take your kids to Disneyland and a couple other places.
I did that already. But I don't want to have to be the one to pay for it.
See, you go with that. I don't want to pay for stuff. You about to be super low. But I'm just saying, and then have a time whereas you give your kids to your mom and he gives his kids to his mom, or you give all the kids to your mom or whatever, and y'all go on a cruise with you, just you and him. And you have that 2 times out the year. Like you're talking about a life that's.
I ain't gonna lie, Mike. There was a couple of nights where I would like some soft dick on my back.
And look, and you get those moments. Like it ain't like for me, I'm like, I'm more, you know, romantic guy than I am the hardcore guy. I want some cold feet on my back. Little cold feet on my back.
Ooh.
See, but like I have to be willing to get that part, right? I gotta give up all this, like, but you gotta be like, I don't want ugly feet, but like, you know, maybe I have to sacrifice even the feet thing. I don't know, but the little parts that you said, like a soft wang on your back, but like for me, it's cold feet on my back, you know. So you turn the other way, and you know I gotta warm up my feet. So they put their feet on your
I
back,
love on your feet on people.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It's like that part of it is the small part that you like. Man, I would like that. Add another $40,000 or $50,000 to your life. A guy who's gonna cut grass and take out trash, and if there's a bump in the middle of the night, he's gonna be there, and that's your life. And you won. You beat the game. You beat the game. You beat the whole game. See, because what I said is not something that's a unicorn. It's not a unicorn. It's a regular guy. You know, vet him, make sure, you know, you take a test or 2 and make sure he's clean, and then walk down the aisle. Man, like I'm saying, just and then you
mean go to the courthouse.
Go to the courthouse.
Yeah.
There you go. Even better.
Go to the courthouse, and then our gift to each other will be some property.
Here you go. There you go.
Isn't that better than wasting money on a motherfucking honeymoon?
But you don't even. That's the thing. You're putting cart before horse. You still in the mortgage? You still in the mortgage?
No.
So you own the house that you have?
No, I'm renting the house.
Okay, so you're renting the house.
Yeah.
This is my issue. Property would only come after you both, and this will be realistic, after you both have had a plan for your finances with regards to getting out of debt. And since you both have an income, you can both say, okay, cool, we're going to get out of debt. Then after that, we're going to put away enough money for a down payment, 25%. And then we're going to get a house. As opposed to doing what you said, which is as a gift to each other.
Okay. All right. So
a house is not a blessing if you got other bills.
I mean, it could be a piece of property.
No.
Right?
No.
Not even a lot.
You want to be able to pay it off as quick as possible. There's no way in the world that you want to have, because see, this is the problem. Every 10 years, something stupid happens. Think about it in our life. So we had in your lifetime as being an adult, 2001, that was 9/11. I don't know if you were an adult. I'm pretty sure you weren't an adult then. You know what I'm saying? Because you were not an adult. I was an adult. I was 21. I'm 7 years older than you. So you were what, 13, 14? You were 14, right? So then 2009, 2008, that was the mortgage crisis, right? Okay. And then 2020, that was coronavirus. So every 10 years, something happens. And even in 1990, it was something that happened. I forget what happened, but it was something else. So now it was war. We were at war. You would say we were at war. That's what happened. It's Desert Storm time. So now it was Desert Storm time. So we have every 10 years, something happens. If y'all got enough money together, y'all can just get a house. I'm saying at 35, how old are you now? 34, 30?
34.
34. If I gave it to you at 36, gave you this guy at 36, your life is set.
I mean, next year will be nice.
35. If I gave him to you at 35, okay. your life is set. He is not hard to get. A guy who makes enough money to put y'all over the $100,000 mark. That's not hard. It's not hard. It's not even hard. Not at all. Because that guy only has to make maybe 50,000. And that's if I'm giving you 50,000. That guy only has to make 50,000. It's nothing. That's a normal guy walking around. He can work at FedEx.
I don't care where he works. He just gotta be happy and gotta make
right.
sense.
You're right. And you said have a house.
I mean, I got a house. I'm renting a house.
But even renting a house, which is okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Even renting a house, it's like, well, if he's renting an apartment, if he don't need the space, he don't need the space.
I mean, and I said that. I mean, it just has to be something that makes sense. I just don't believe in kids being in an apartment.
Why not?
Because I need my space away from them things.
Oh, so that's selfish.
How's that selfish? I share my body with them.
You should, hold on. You don't. You need your space away from who?
The kids.
That's about you.
Yeah, it is.
You know the sacrifices that I have to make for my kids that may make them uncomfortable sometimes?
Like what?
Like getting out of debt.
Okay, yes.
Like getting out of debt. You know how much stuff I couldn't buy them? Because now,
but at the same time, like here in Atlanta, I would be doing a disservice to them by trying to fit our lives in an apartment realistically with the prices, because people are paying more than a mortgage for apartments here.
That okay. Of course, you don't want to rent for the rest of your life, right? Nobody does. If you're renting as cheap as you possibly can for a select amount of time, the rent versus mortgage thing is just it's a stupid argument. Like, people say, well, if you're gonna rent, because your mortgage can be $600, but if you're paying $1,000 in rent, that doesn't mean that you could be paying that on the mortgage. Like, look, the idea is not to rent for the rest of your life, but it's also to not be silly and say, well, I can just get a mortgage and then coronavirus happens.
Yeah.
So if you don't have enough money to make it through a pandemic, then rent.
Right. I mean, that makes sense. I'm just saying I'm not about to be in a 2-bedroom apartment that's $2,400 a month.
Well, that's dumb.
Right. But that's what a lot of people are doing in Atlanta right now, and it's just them. So for me, having a 3-bedroom house, 2-bath, that's $1,100. That makes more sense.
Well, that makes a lot more sense. That makes a lot more sense because that's less money, and then you have more amenities. The only thing is that certain stuff you don't get around. Like I'm pretty sure for those apartments, stuff is included, probably.
Yeah. So like I do have to pay for trash. I do have to pay for someone to cut the lawn.
Yeah, and you don't have a lawn at an apartment, and
no.
you probably don't pay gas. You probably pay electric, and you probably don't pay the water bill. Something is included.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying something is included with the apartments, but still, like I said,
it is good practice for a house. Shit.
It is good practice.
So like, when I get a house, I won't be stunned at the fact that I gotta pay all this shit by myself because I'm used to it.
Yeah. But I mean, how the housing thing is it's a much easier proposition when you got two people.
Of course. Like what?
So
if I could cut my house shit in half, oh my God. My nipples will be harder more days.
You need to go and get that guy out of your friend zone. Just pick a guy. I'm sure it's a medium ugly dude that makes $50,000 and he's 5'7.5" in your friend zone. I'm sure. I'm positive. Yeah, I'm positive that he exists.
Man, my phone is dry, Mike.
Your phone is dry.
Yeah. I really have a cell phone for checking emails.
You ain't got bras in Atlanta?
No.
You got bras in Atlanta. Nah, man. You gotta get out. You gotta actually go out. That's actually part of it.
I know.
And go out in the world. Yeah, eventually everybody gotta go out. Coronavirus gave everybody an excuse to just be in a house. And I'm
just like, what do y'all adults do for real? And then it'd be really awkward for me when I do go out with people for like special events, like somebody's 40th birthday.
Right.
I just people watch. I
do that too, because I'm not a social guy. You know, I'm pretty, to myself. But like, eventually, you get to a point where it just like out of necessity, you have to talk to people. Right? So it's just like, you spark up a conversation with one person, and then one person turns into two, and then two turn into four, and four turn into you're talking to a group. You know what I mean? Like you just eventually have to just get over yourself. What are you doing? I mean, it like I say, it's all for a relationship. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing this to be alone for the rest of our lives. It's just dumb. That's why, and I reiterate, whole phasing don't do nothing for women. Don't help them. Don't do nothing but put the things in the game that y'all don't like.
And
why can't he just be more selective? Because people are whole phasing. People are whole phasing. That's why.
And I didn't have a whole phase, but for the men that I did deal with, it made me very comfortable not doing shit with men.
Yeah, because you have dudes that you're already comfortable with.
No, it's not even that. From the ones that I did dabble in and see, I wasn't impressed enough to be like, well, shit, let me get another batch or let me see. Like, I was just like,
oh, okay. I get it. I mean, but good or bad, I mean, whatever, but that's most of it anyway. Like eventually it becomes more utility than it becomes passion and romance. Like it's utility at that point.
Ew, are you serious?
Man, it ain't. You look, I'm telling you this. You want to get to the point where that is not the highlight.
Oh my God.
You want to get to the point now. Now there are going to be times where you like, whew, we ain't did that since the honeymoon. That's gonna happen time and time, every now and then. But for the most part, man, as a former married person, some of it is just utility, man.
And then it's kind of like, how do you deal with seeing this person every day?
You have things that you do apart. Like I had like when I was most of my marriage, I was making music. So I had like my studio stuff in the basement. And then I played basketball. I was a part of I had a rec league that I played in. You know what I mean? I had my,
So you had space.
Yeah, I had stuff that I did. I had my brother, you know what I mean, that I do everything with.
That is really that is most of my fear, Mike, not the living with the man. Is like, God damn, you here still? Or
wow. But you have things that you do though, right?
Yeah.
So that's it. Like if he meets you, he have to meet you doing these things and would expect you to do those things, right? I mean, because that's fair. Like, hey, I was podding before then. I was doing this side business before. So
and I tell people that like I don't think like if I was in a relationship that was good, I would be doing all this motherfucking recording.
Well, when you work like because this is the thing. I saw because I work and I used to have two jobs.
Yeah.
I had two jobs. And one time one of my jobs required that I work maybe like 12 hours a day. You know what I mean? Pretty much. So I had a what's that? I had I only really used to see my wife maybe 3 hours, maybe out the day. I get home at like 6 sometimes.
That's good though.
Yeah, but I would see her like 3 hours. So like I worked so much to where seeing her 3 hours was really good. Enough times I didn't get home till 9 though. Like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because just the days was just horrible. I didn't see her until 9. So I'm coming in the house and I'm just plopping on the couch sometimes and not even taking a shower. Like I'm just dead tired. You know what I mean? But then when I started working at the bank, I saw her a lot more. But I mean, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I see her after work, and that's still we're talking about from 6 maybe to 8, 9 o'clock when we finally, it's not look, it's not as bad as people make it. Like not even as bad as I'm describing it.
I feel like I'm gonna be the married woman who's like chilling, and now I'm gonna hear an extra truck come up the driveway and be like,
I gotta go. He's here. Wow. You need to chill out. You already got an extra dextra. You got to chill out. That's not, but this is the thing. This is the thing.
Oh my God.
You get that out your system. Shit. And just being there for the long, like, that's why you got to make it more, you got to make it about a bigger cause than yourself. Sex is a very selfish cause. Just is. It's a very selfish cause. You know what I mean? If it's about more than that, if it's about, raising healthy kids, then you shut up and you grin at me. Like, relationships ain't about, like, the job that you work now. Is that about your happiness?
No.
You still go every day though, don't you?
Yeah.
And look, the relationship that you in is working. But it can't be
that I had.
But happiness, but happiness cannot be the top.
It can't be at the top, but
it can't be at the top.
Definitely on my plate.
Well, yeah, whatever. If happiness is number one, then it's gonna fail.
And that's why I have kept you single for this long. Because happiness.
Yeah, well, you again, you gotta get over yourself. I'm over me. I'm done. This is not for me. I want to be a contributor to society. I want to make sure that I'm not a burden on people. That's it. That was my reason for getting out of debt. That's my reason for investing. That's my reason for doing a lot of this stuff. I don't want to be a burden on people. I don't want to have my kids be like, I gotta take care of daddy. Nope. I don't want to.
Definitely don't want that. Because I know what it's like to grow up and feel like I can't do this because I gotta make sure, I'm here for my mom because she's definitely a person that doesn't ask for help, but she needs it.
But if mama had a man at the crib,
man, I don't even know what that was like. Well, I don't know what that's like because after her and my dad divorced, she never dated. My mom.
That's what I'm saying. Like if your mom, that's what I'm saying. If your mama had a man at the crib, would you be more confident that she was okay?
Heck yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, like you want your kids to feel that way.
Yeah.
Cause like my folk, like, you know, do I want millions of dollars? Yeah, of course. But like, really, I just want my kids to know that I'm okay, that I'm gonna eat. Cause my dad is married. He stays with his wife and everything is normal. You know what I'm saying? But to me, that's like, yeah, he gonna eat every day. Right. That's what that means to me. He's gonna eat every day. He got somebody who care enough about him to, you know, to be like, all right, cool. That's what I want. I don't want to have to worry about my dad. You know what I mean? So like that's more of it than anything. And then it's just like, if I want that for myself, I gotta get somebody. Because otherwise I'm just gonna be some dude in a house. And that sucks. You know what I mean? And eventually, look, I don't want a big house because I don't want to have to walk up a million stairs. So I'm not talking about no big house. I'm talking about a house that is functional, that has enough bathrooms, you know what I mean? And a place where I can put a TV and a bed. You know what I mean? And that's it. And maybe a backyard so I can invite people over to barbecue. Like, I'm not tripping off all this stuff. I just don't want to be a burden on people. You know, women are, you know, we need to get property together and boss, like, y'all are bugging. As a collective, y'all are bugging. You know, boss chick Twitter is bugging.
Boss chick Twitter
is bugging. Y'all are bugging as a collective. Y'all are. That's it. That's easily. Y'all need to be marry me a regular man Twitter. Marry me a very regular man Twitter.
Regular man.
Yeah, regular dude, regular degler. They're available. Or you can get top 40% dude. Top 40% dude that look like Dave East. That's the dude y'all want.
Ain't nothing on here looking like Dave East.
Dave East guy. Y'all want tall Dave East looking guy with the beard. And y'all and you can have him, but you gotta share him. You gotta share him. It's gonna be you, it's gonna be Shan, and it's gonna be
no, it ain't, because I don't like men that feel like they need to be seen. That ain't never been the way for me.
He ain't necessarily need to be seen, guy, but girls want to see him.
I like mysterious peen.
Mysterious. So yeah, you need weird looking guy.
Oh yeah, I ain't scared of weird. I'm weird as shit.
You weird looking guy. Yep, but no whole face and don't apologize with the pump.
I mean, I would love the fact that he has a whole face. I want to hear all the stories, but
dude's whole faces are not. It's at least, I'll put it like this: it's not a bunch of highlight reels. It's not a bunch of like, oh man, and she looked like Beyonce.
I know it ain't that, but I need to know, like,
it's a bunch of don't tell nobody. It's like, shh.
I need to be like in my head, like today, I'm just like, do you like it more without hands or with hands?
Oh my!
What would you have done if I wasn't?
They look my no hands. They look
and no hands. Like, you know what? I like both, and you know, somebody that can not be like shocked that I'm asking this and just give me like the motherfucking feedback that I like, that I'm asking. Like, nigga, I know you nasty, nigga. Tell me.
But dudes don't need a switch though. Like, dudes don't need the experience to be disgusting.
I know they don't, but at the same time, I think a lot of males just feel like sometimes they can't have that discussion with that woman that they're fucking because she's
gonna maybe so.
I'm the person that no, we gonna talk.
Yeah, maybe that more so than what I'm talking about, because I'm talking about like the idea of wanting it. Because I think about everything that I've ever done sexually. I introduced you to the situation. I was just like, yeah, we eventually have to do this, and it's like now we can't not do this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, this is what we do, you know. And I introduce it because if I don't feel like it'll be introduced. It'll just be a whole bunch of stuff that some other dude used to do to her. And I'm like,
no, the girl be reading and watching, and I'm just like, so what about this?
Reading and watching, you be good looking at game tape.
I mean,
game tape, aka porn.
Yes.
Looking at the latest.
But you know what? He put me on porn punishment.
Porn punishment.
He put me on porn punishment because he was like, I just feel like you in your head about this shit and it ain't this.
No, well, it's not. Porn is a false.
Yeah, he was like, how about you don't do it at all this week? And I'm just like,
Yeah, no, it's a false sense of reality. It's like porn. I would say porn for guys, but since it's you. Porn for guys is a false sense of reality. Like social media is for women, because women just think, again, like I listen to women on like these captions they be posting, and it's just hilarious. It's like, word, y'all are just out of your freaking mind. Like it's like the idea of it being somebody for everybody. Statistically, that doesn't make any sense. It's more women than it is men. It's just literally not somebody for everybody.
Oh man.
Which is another thing that I want you to understand in this equation of you getting regular 40,000 a year, 5'7.5" dude. It ain't somebody for everybody. It's more y'all than it is us. And the older you get, the less of us it is. I mean, like, you ain't got to rush, but like, act like you mean it.
Let's see what I can do. Like, let's see what I can do.
Let me see what you can do. Right. You're going to be a cat lady.
I'm a cat lady. If anything, I'm going to have me a few dogs. Yeah.
Dog, the same thing. A pet lady.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to be a pet lady. You don't want to be like, if
they
you have
listen
a dog,
to me when I talk to them.
You want to have a dog and have a man to walk those dogs with at the dog park. That's what you want. Like I said, I saw that old couple. I'm like, they got to be at least 80. That's like,
I love old couples, dog.
It wasn't all for me. It was like, that's cool that they got each other to be old with. Like, that's how I thought about it. Like, he's holding the elevator for her. Yeah, because she's not strong enough to get there quick enough. She's not quick enough to get there quick enough, and she's not strong enough to put her arm in the elevator. So he has to do it. Imagine if it was just her. That would suck. That would really suck. Now, there comes a time when one of them has to die. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be just one of them. But like, for the most of your oldness to have somebody, man, that's cool. That's cool. That's just as a utility. It's like having a car that works. That's just cool. I start up the car and it runs. That's how I feel about it. Like, more utility than anything. This is not about being happy and walking around and having your heart bust through your chest because you're just overwhelmed with love. Like, that's just played at 40. You didn't need all of that. Should have happened when you was 20. All that should have happened.
I know 20 was my good years.
Yep. All that should have happened when you were 20. And make sure that you're telling, like I'm telling you this, make sure you're telling your daughters the same thing.
Oh, for sure. Like,
make sure you tell them, hey, look, don't be walking around here giving away your stuff now.
We're not on that yet, but we are on.
I'm saying, because I know your daughters are young, but I'm just saying eventually.
Like, I tell them, like, I'll tell them, like, I'm not paying you for chores. This is all our house. You know what I'm saying? If something's dirty, you're going to clean it. I don't even care if I tell you to go clean my bathroom. But at the same time, I said, don't think just because you cook and clean for a man, that's going to keep him either.
Like, I tell women, it's funny. Like, men have so many hobbies and things that we're into, right?
Right.
And we're obviously into more than just sex, right? It's clear that we like other things because we be around dudes and nobody's having sex with each other, obviously. It's not a circle jerk or nothing like that. So obviously we're into so many other things. It would be in women's best interest, and you could corner the market even if you figured out some of those things and we're at least proficient at them. Like, because we talk, we actually do, we talk, we joke, we kid, we do stuff. It happens.
But
it's just like, if you want a man to like value his time with you, figure out some of those things. It's not the hardest thing in the world.
It's not like, the hardest thing, but
don't just use. I put it like this: don't just use these guy friends and these friend zone guys. Don't just use them to make yourself feel good because there's guys around you. Use them to get information as well.
Oh yeah, we talk about other shit. We talk about
I put it like this: you need some guys who don't want to have sex with you.
I have them.
No, you don't.
Like, yes, I do.
No, you don't. I tell you don't. You answered too quick. You don't have any guys that don't want to have sex.
I do. I'm in good hands, like Allstate.
Nope. You are in patient hands. You're not in good hands. You're in patient hands. Those are some patient hands.
I do.
Huh?
I promise you, I did like 15 years deep.
and this is why your answer is incorrect. How many times have you had sex with any of the guys that you've ever had sex with? Have they been around you for 2 years?
Yes.
3 years?
Yes.
5 years?
Yes.
7 years?
Yes.
So why would the time that they've been around you and not having sex with you matter? Why would it matter?
Because
if you've had a guy be around you for 7 years and you had sex with them, why would time be an issue as to why he doesn't want to have sex with you? Because clearly I can go up.
Okay, I don't feel like it's time, but I feel like it's like the time frame, the intention with both of us in that time frame, and do you think the respect of boundaries that we never cross, so therefore we are never going to cross them. Okay, so I'm not.
Well, how about this? No guy is just gonna say, "Here's my penis." Guys don't do that, right? Mostly guys don't do that. Guys don't say, "Oh, she's attractive, I'm gonna give my penis." So what happens is that guys will live their lives and just say, "Okay, cool, I would have sex with her," and would have sex with you is enough to not be this guy who wouldn't have sex with you. And this is how easily would have sex with you is. Watching? You watching? This is how easy would have sex with you is. That's how easy it is. Okay, it's not hard. It's not a deep feeling. Most men are attracted to most women. Most women are not attracted to most men, and that's fine. But it doesn't change the first part I said. Most men would have sex with most women.
Okay,
so you don't have any guys that wouldn't have sex with you. You don't. All right, and that's fine. Most women don't.
I don't, right?
Right.
There's no one in my phone other than the one that I allow that I would fuck.
So then what you need is you need a situation that would allow you to be friends with a guy who has every reason in the world to not. Like a guy, maybe this, a guy that maybe you're into like that, who's, I mean, like, you know, and I know this is a harsh thing, but maybe a guy that you're into like that who is out of your league.
Why would we be in conversation?
I'm saying with regards to information.
Oh.
Not with regards to have a guy around you that I mean, even that guy might still, you know, have sex with you, but at least he's so far away from contention that you feel like, nah, this guy, he wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, do something.
I have one of those, but it's really,
that's what you need. You need something where there's a large enough gap, because just having guys around that just would have sex, it's just
okay. I have one of those, but the reason why that will never happen is because, like, nigga, no.
But it's because of you, though. It's because you're saying no. It's not because he's saying
because he would have to say no in his situation.
What, he got a woman or something like that?
Yeah, he's married.
Oh, niggas don't cheat in the history.
I mean, niggas don't cheat, but we're not in the space to.
Oh, niggas don't. So this is what always kills me. Women will swear up and down.
You're not about to hem me up, Mike.
Huh?
You're not about to hem me up.
Niggas will swear, but women will swear all the time, all up and down. Men don't cheat. Men cheat. Men
do. Okay, everybody cheat.
And then the guys who they try to convince you don't want them is because they are in a relationship, as if the first part wasn't true. So you believe that all men cheat up until the guy who clearly wants to have sex with you.
It will. Okay, I'm gonna say it like this: it will never happen.
It would just never happen. That's good.
It would never happen.
It's good enough.
But he's like completely out of my league. Like, sir, what?
Yeah. Well, then you need information from guys like that. Because what it does
I get good information from him. Like, most of the time when we speak, I'm just like, sir, let me look up that word. Hold on.
I'm talking about information on guys. You get information on guys from a guy.
Oh, okay. I got
information on guys from a guy.
Those.
So not guys that because what guys who want to have sex with you will do is tell you
they're not gonna give you the honest feedback that you
not.
need.
They're gonna say the thing that they think is gonna get them closer.
Right, but at the same time, Chantal's not asking any males about guys because Chantal's not entertaining anybody that she's trying to do anything with. So
you're gonna be a cat lady.
Ready, Mike.
Cat food.
I'm not ready.
Cat food. No. Yeah, you got like two. It's still hot in Atlanta, right? It's still regular, not like hot, but it's still fairly decent.
It's cool weather. It's cool weather.
Yeah, you need to go. You need to get outside, get you a date with one of these medium ugly niggas. And medium ugly niggas is like 5'7.5", $42,000. 42,000. I mean, I'm saying 5'7.5" because I mean, just whatever.
Please, sir, don't be jumping out your truck.
Jumping out your 5'7.5", you're gonna be jumping out of a truck.
Oh my God.
5'7.5", 5'7", 5, or 5'6", or whatever I said. You're gonna be jumping out of a truck. If you got a truck, you don't be stepping down. Yeah, nah, that's what it is. Yeah, but it's time, man. It's time. It's time. You want a better life?
It's my time, Ricky Ross. All right, maybe next month I'll be ready.
Next month,
maybe
Christmas. Maybe on Christmas I'll be ready. Maybe there'll be a nigga under the tree.
Hey.
Nah, you got to get to it. Get to it.
I know. Good discussion, Mike.
Of course, all the time.
All the time, man. Hoeness and your word.
Yes. What is the word?
All right.
Apussology.
Apussology.
Yes.
It's going to be a study at Harvard in a couple of years.
In a couple of years, man. I think it should be studied. And women should be in the class saying, "Oh, I'm full of shit." Oh, okay.
Today we learned about accountability.
Why did I take this class? This hurts.
Oh my God.
Hate this class.
No, but we all need it. So
right. It's at 8:00 too. I don't want to go to the 8:00 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday class.
3 hours talking about my feelings.
Talking about why I'm wrong all the time. I don't want to go to that class. Stupid class.
Tell these people where to find you, Mike.
Okay, so I am on Twitter at MIC Perkins, MICPERKINS. I am on Instagram at the same thing, MICPERKINS. I am on YouTube with my brother, Mike and Vince Perkins, MIC and Vince Perkins. And then I'm on Instagram with my brother too at Mike and Vince Perkins. And let's see here. Also, what's that? Facebook is the same thing. Mike and Vince Perkins. I know it's for old people, but I told y'all. All right, I told y'all I'm 41, and it's the metaverse now. It's meta.
Oh man.
So yeah, we're there. You know what I'm saying? And Mike Vince Perkins, and then also Twitter ORL podcast. That's ORL podcast for opinions are like podcasts. That's it.
There you have it, y'all. This is another She Gets It podcast. Had a collab with Mike because yes, he has a way with numbers, but he also has a way with dialing you down.
Gotta get women off the bed, man. I'll be ready to jump.
I appreciate you. Thank you for doing this show. And I'm gonna see what I could do this year.
You got a date. One date.
Shit. Okay. I was so close last time, and then the perfect reason on why I couldn't go came up, and I took it.
You know what? I thought that's what you was gonna do. I remember talking to you about that. And I saw pictures of when you were supposed to go because you was all dressed up, weren't you?
No, that was a brunch.
Oh, okay.
I went to a brunch with my friends, but what I thought was going to do was also supposed to be a brunch, and then it turned out that it was something else, and I'm just like,
oh, exactly. Yeah, well. Hey, you got to take a lot of shots before you make one, so just get out here and get some shots up, man.
Let's see what I can do.
All right.
Bye, Mike.
Bye, Shan.